Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the evil that men do. Father God, I pray and ask that you help me to have mercy on others the same way I would want you to have mercy on me. Father God, I also ask that you help me to be quick to forgive and slow to get angry. Amen, amen, amen. These young dudes out here don't respect shit until you put the barrel in their ear and let the text spit. I just might catch a case on my next hit, remove their whole face on some special effect shit. So show respect, Drake, or I'ma have a flashback. Digging through the dresser like fuck it, where my mask at? The mash back with the banger and damage shit and say fuck everything I learned in anger management. Hop back on some east side managed shit and push a nigga's top back when I let the cannon spit. Start planning shit, premeditation. I'm in love with the streets again, rededication. Casket or cremation when I shoot you down. I was built for the smoke like a hookah lounge. I keep big shit that sound like a bazooka sound, and I shoot quicker than ain't gotta be a hoop around. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with the 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Gun on me, it ain't never for show, homie. I'm far from a bully, but I'm never a hoe. Get out of line, my Beretta will blow. Real talk, we can take the beef wherever we go. I bring it to your front door like I'm Uber Eats. I guarantee you listen up when this Ruger speaks. Plus I maneuver through these streets like a ghost, and I'm handy with the heat. I cook a nigga like a roast. On me, homie, this is not a boast. I will still come through, boy, and stop a nigga's post. Play him close, man, air will ease it. Quickly off the waistband, man, and air will squeeze it. Leave you niggas laid out dead or paraplegic. Niggas playing in these streets while I'm very strategic. I come to your house dressed like the gas man. Shoot you 9 times, leave you stretched by the trash can. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with the 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. I don't put shit on Facebook, I just holler in person. Put the pistol in your mouth while you're hollering in cursing. All that shit you kept rehearsing and put on your live, got your clap with the big 4-5. You bitch nigga, if you tell me to pull up, I'ma do that. That nigga who was whooping first nigga that I shoot at. Ski mask on my face, bystanders be like, who that? I ain't with the talking, bitch boy, I thought you knew that. Leave his brains where my shoe at and bounce like I'm on a trampoline. Leave you laid out, nigga, like you camping on the scene. If you want something sweet, grab a peach or tangerine. Niggas won't smoke, well fuck it, I'ma let them handle steam. AR with the beam, you see the red dot? We tug on this trigger, nigga, it'll make your head pop. Blood pouring down to your shoes, call it Red Sox. Your brains hanging all over your shoulders like some dreadlocks. Expect the gang of dead off if they ever cross the line. The Lord said in the Bible, oh, revenge is mine. So I'm just trying to find the righteous path between the two. Before I lose control and do the shit I used to do. This being humble shit is new. I'm trying to turn the other cheek, but I ain't never been a bitch, so watch your mouth when you speak. Your mercy's what I seek, so I pray on bended knees. Don't let me get the K with the extended clip and squeeze. Lord, please. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with the 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know what, y'all? We're not gonna be too long on this. We just want to know if it's okay to, um, is it okay to criticize content creators? Is it okay? Is it okay that you know, somebody come up here and say, bro, see, Man, you know, you did it. Now I'm gonna tell you, I got a lot of people that'll do that to me. That's why I'm so straight, because I got from Patrice to Risa to Any to Enya to Sim to Anderson to Vaughn to Rico. Oh man, Rico. One thing I give Rico was hollering and screaming at me to my face. I mean, to over the phone, man. But I mean, I got so many people that will hold me accountable, and I think most people look at that as a negative, but I look at it as a positive because I'm always thinking to myself, man, I can improve. I could do better than that. And Clarence, you could do better than that. You didn't have to say that way. You could have said that this way. And I'm always trying to learn and do things a little better, man. And so, because I know we could all improve, right? But first, let me take care of business, y'all. Shout out to brother Eric, man. Shout out to brother Eric 16, better known as 16 Life, better known as Chill. He's a good dude, man. Go over to his page, check him out, man. He got some good music. He's also got some funny stories over there, man. Really funny dude, really good dude, man. Solid cat, very very solid dude. Go over there at 16 to Life, the YouTube page, and check brother Eric out. Shout out to brother Eric. I didn't pull brother Eric down. Yeah, y'all. So I know, I guess we all here for the same reason, right? Now, today I was over at Critically Drinking, right? You know, I check out Arshawn, man. Arshawn is a good content creator. I don't always agree with him. He don't always agree with me. One thing I like about Arshawn, he's honest. Man, he's honest about his feelings, man. He's gonna tell you. He's another one that'll say, Clarence, I agree with you on this, but I don't agree with you on that, right? And I think you need people that's gonna tell you when things are not good. They're gonna be honest with you. They're not gonna try to spare your feelings because they like you. They're gonna just tell you the truth, right? I think that's a good thing, man. If I had a bunch of people in here that was like, "You right, Clarence. You right, Clarence." Everything I say, "You right, Clarence. You right, Clarence." I remember one time. I was. See, now y'all see me. I'm old. I'm old now, man. But I used to be a looker back in the day, right? So I first got to a job. I first got to this job I'm on now, right? This was almost 30 years ago. And so it wasn't that many men in the building. And so when my class got there, it was an infusion of men there, right? So one of the little customer service operators that put me on her sites, right? Right. She was married and everything, man, but she didn't care, man. She put me on her sites, right? And so she every time I would come into the building, she would I don't know how she saw me coming into the building, man, but she would come and she would meet me in the hallway some type of way, man. I don't know. Almost every time I came in the building. And I thought it was pretty funny, man. She never was now give her credit, man. She was never you know, overstepped herself or was touching all on me or nothing like that. She just was re- giving me the signals that she was with it, definitely with it, right? And so, uh, so whenever I talked, she would just, whenever she heard me talking, she would just agree with whatever I said, right? So one day I said, I'm gonna play this trick on. I'm gonna see how down she is, right? So I said, hey, it's gonna rain today. She said, yep, you're right. It looks like it's gonna rain today. I said, nah, think about it. It don't really ain't gonna rain today. She said, you know what, you're right. It ain't gonna rain today. Right? I said, man, okay, this chick, man, she with it. She with it 1,000,000,000%. But fortunately, man, I recognized that she was just missing something in her life, man, and I was just gonna be a band-aid on that. And I wasn't willing to do that to somebody, man. I didn't want to be that person in that person's life that caused that confusion, man, and have to make them have to decide on the person that's walked down the aisle with them, got cars and children with them, or me. I didn't want to be that dude. So I said, no, I'm not going to even play with this chick. Plus, that's just not how I get down, man. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm perfect. I done made my mistakes, but I just at the time, I recognized that she was married. I was like, nah, I can't. I definitely don't want to be that dude. So anyway, uh, but that was just to show you how man, things can go either way, man. Things can go any kind of way you want them to go. Okay, so this is what we gonna do, man. Shout out to everybody. I'm finna. This is what we gonna do, y'all, because we got a lot to get to today. So and I don't want to be here too long. I put some invites out there. I don't know if they're gonna get. I don't know if the people are gonna come that I invited, but I invited them, so they'll never be able to say, "Well, nobody never invited me to the stream." I invited them. All right. So anyway, let's check everybody in. First of all, let's check in OG Patrice. She says, greetings and salutations to the family as always. Shout out to you, Patrice. Glad to have you in the building, sis. What about Risa Neal, man? Our resident sniper, right? Risa Neal is in the house, so the chat is safe place for you to delve in, because we got the protector, the defender, right? there's a Samurai Jack. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that cartoon, Samurai Jack. There's a Samurai Jack episode called the Protector, and it's about this Samurai Jack has to put these pieces together he has to find the pieces in this temple and put them all together, and then when all the pieces come together, they summon the Protector, and the Protector comes from the sky down, man. I mean, and the Protector and so these demons are getting. Meanwhile, while Jack is trying to find all of these different parts to the puzzle, these demon dogs are just all over him, man. They won't give him a chance to breathe, right? And they are powerful, man. They can cut through rock. They do all this stuff, man. They're after him, right? See if you can find that Samurai Jack episode, right? And he finally puts the thing together, and it just flies up into the sky, and disappears, right? It turns into a little beetle, and it flies up into the sky, right? And he's like, "That's it," And the demon dogs are like, "You dead? We got you now, right?" All of a sudden, man, this big light comes down out of the sky, and this huge, huge, huge entity comes down from the sky, man. Huge. It's like 50 times all of the rest of those guys. Those demon dogs are about 2 times bigger than Jack, and this thing is 50 times bigger than those things. And it's huge. And one of the demon dogs run to try to attack that thing, man. All it does is uses laser vision. Boom, zoop, just fried it up. Another one went to go try to attack it. Zoop, fried it up. The third one just ran, man. The third one just turned around and ran. Laser vision, zoop, got it. After all that, the Protector went back up into the sky, right? But it was just a trip, man. I was like, man, everybody thought nothing was going to happen. But you got to have that defender. You got to have a Protector, man. That's Risa Neal, man. That's the Protector, man. You got to have somebody that's going to just use that laser vision on them. Whoop, you gone. Shout out to Risa. Oh, what about Sister Inya? Did you guys go look at my community page and see Sister Inya's book of poetry? This sister's a very talented sister, man. Go on over there and check that out, man. If you know somebody who, man, maybe you know somebody that's behind the belly of the beast. You know what I'm saying? It's in the belly of the beast, behind the wall. Maybe they just need some words to try to, put them back on the right track. Hey, man, sister made a good little book, man. Go on there and check it out. And right now it's free. You know what I'm saying? Her other works may not be free, and they still probably be worth it. But I'm just saying, now you at least get a free. You get a pre look at how her work, man. It's very well. It's very good. I read a lot of those poems. Very well. Very good work. So go over to my community page and check that out. Shout out to Sister Inya. Glad to have you in the building, sis. What about Sister Annie? Almost got in trouble, man. Sister Annie saw me out there in the streets. She said, "What you doing in the streets?" Oh, sorry, Sister Annie. I was good though, Sister Annie. I was good. I was good. I can't say that for other people, but I was good, right? I was good. I was good. Well, most of the time, I was good mostly, right? Shout out to my tour sister, Sister Annie. Glad to have you in the building, sis. Sister Annie came and said, "What's going on?" Sister Annie's like that little sister that's the last one to know what's going on. We're out of milk. What do you mean we're out of milk? When did that happen, right? I was gonna eat some cereal. No, we out of milk. we passed that milk off about 5 hours ago. Shout out to Sister Annie. Glad to have you in the building, sis. Who else is in the building? Who else is in the building? Let's check everybody in. What about Von Bryant? Von Bryant is in the building, man. Von Bryant is actually going to have a little bit to do with what we're talking about today. Shout out to Von Bryant. Glad to have you in the building, my brother. Who else is in the building? My sister, Don Harden. Glad to have you in the building, sis. Glad to have you in the building. Glad to have you. I'm glad you kind of found your way back over here. We missed you. We missed you. What about Brother True Arts? Brother True Arts is in the building. Shout out to you, man. You say you saw that Kevin Wesley interview live? Oh, thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man. I'm just trying to, you know, when we was doing True Arts, man, we knew we wasn't gonna change that brother's mind. He is totally committed to philosophy that he was trying to push out there, right? But we wanted other young guys to see that that's not gonna get you anywhere. You know what I mean? Even he admitted that. So, but that's what we want, because one of the ladies on there was thinking, you guys are trying to convince him. No, once I realized that he was doing whatever he was trying to do, it was more like he was just um, trying to be this person, this character, whatever. I was like, okay, there's nothing to push to him. Let's just correct some of the things he said so that we can, have these younger guys not thinking they can run around every time somebody say something to them. They calling every woman a bee and all that, thinking they're gonna get somewhere. That's what we trying to tell them. You know, hey, bro, if you you expect these people to buy your book, half or more than half of the people that's gonna buy your book are gonna be these people you calling a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't a smart business move right there, right? Yeah, but shout out to you, True Arts, man. Glad to have you in the building. Brother Marcus, glad to have you in the building. My brother, glad to have you in the building. Brother Marcus is here in the house. Shout out to you, man. Glad to have you in the building, sir. Thank you for your service. What about who else is in the building? Who else in the building? Brother Jeff, man, glad to see you, man. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Glad to see you. Hope everybody's family is doing fine and dandy. Hope everybody's family is doing fine and dandy. But shout out to you, brother Jeff. Glad to have you in the building, brother. Who else in the building? Who else in the building? Black hearted with new growth, old soul. See, I got to get that used to saying that now. I see, I'm so used to saying new growth. The black hearted with part is hard for me to get, and sometimes I mess that up. So it's black hearted with new growth, old soul. Shout out to new growth, man. Glad to have you in the building, brother. Good to see you, man. I saw you up there on that stage, man. Over on Arsenic, man. Glad to see you, man. You were spitting game. Who else in the building? Who else in the gang? Who else in the building? Let's see. I think we checked everybody in, man. That want to be checked in. Let's see. Yeah. Patrice said that dude was straight capping. He might be, Patrice. I don't know. He might be. He might be. We might talk about that later too. I don't know, but he might be capping. But the thing about it is that we know. See, me and Kevin, we recognize, we know people that actually think that way. We know young dudes that actually think that way, and they say, "Yeah, man, yeah, that makes sense," but it don't make no sense. But we know dudes that do think that way. But yeah, like I said, we might discuss that later. Shout out to MK. Glad to have you in the building, sis. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, y'all. Now that we checked everybody in, shout out to everybody in the bushes. But so now we checked everybody in, man. All right, so this is what we're gonna do, man. So let's talk about it. Okay, so what did we see? Uh, okay, a few nights ago, our brother Black Man Unfiltered was having a stream, and everything was going good, right? They was having their usual discussions, their usual banter about different things like that, and pretty much most of those guys pretty much feel the same way. So it's pretty much similar how they pretty much typically look at things, right? They got 10 people up there. Usually have one person typically, and that's usually the brother Tarus, that usually is of the different mentality, and the rest of them pretty much dogpile him. Right? You know what I'm saying? If you like dog piles, it's pretty much you watching them dogpile him all night, right? But our brother Vaughn was in the chat over there, right? And so he made, and this is my understanding. That's why I asked, before I get into it, I asked Black Man Unfiltered to come over here. I said, we're going to talk about it. Can you come over here? I didn't want him to be talking about the situation, because on Arshan's show, they were discussing it, but black man wasn't here. And some of the things that was said, I felt was kind of unfair because black man wasn't there to defend himself, right? And so I would have felt like Negro said he got a problem with me again. Negro, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, brother. All right, so but I felt like a black man unfiltered. I mean, if they're gonna go, if you gonna go at him, cool, go at him. But yeah, at least invite the brother over so that you can go at him, you know. but but Arshawn and his crew is like, man, F that dude, man, right? Right. But you know, I don't feel like that about nobody, man. Even if I disagree with it, which I disagree with black men on a multitude of things. You know, so I invited him over. I said, hey man, come on over. We're gonna do the show. We're gonna talk about the situation between you and Vaughn. And you know, I'd like you to be present, right? Because I don't want to talk about the brother if he ain't here, but I'm gonna have to be forced to if he don't come. So you know, so let me before I start talking about it, let me let y'all see what happened, and then y'all could tell me, you know, what y'all think, and then hopefully, man, black man will come by. If not, it's no big deal. We still discuss it. We'll still talk about it. Let's see. Uh-oh. That's not where I want to be. This is where I want to be. All right, that's where I want to be. Okay. All right. So as you can see, there's Black Man Unfiltered, cat named Ruckus, cat named Tarus, John the Baptist, JT What We Know Podcast, Information Man, Mr. Bennett, and Mandrill. It's the four of them on this panel right now, right? Okay, so let's start from here, and then we'll hear what happened we'll see how the situation with Vaughn developed.
But how I make my bed may not be yours. And I don't have the right to necessarily judge or criticize that.
And I want to, yeah.
Okay. So Vaughn puts something in the chat, and it's not just the woman's fault, right? I mean, so far, I mean, is anybody being bothered by that? I don't think that that's something that really, you know, anybody would normally have a problem with. But like I said, maybe black man was having a bad day that day, right? That's why I wanted him to come over. Maybe he could say, hey, you know, I was having a bad day. You know, my cat ate my dog's food. You know what I mean? Whatever. My kids ate the sandwich I was going to eat today or whatever, right? But let's get into it. So first, Vaughn puts this into the chat. That black man picks it up, right, and puts it up there, right? And he says, and it's not just a woman's fault. Now, on face value, I don't see anything wrong with that. If you do, you can let me know in the chat. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think it's just Vaughn sharing his opinion. Hey, it's not the woman's fault. I disagree with you guys. No big deal, right? Vaughn be over here disagreeing with me all day long, right? I don't be going in the corner. Oh no, but I've evidently, black man was upset over something with the situation. So this is, I think, where the ball got started rolling, right? Hopefully, black man will come and defend himself and tell us what he was thinking at this time. If not, no big deal. All right, here we go.
I want to say this real quick. I want to give Vaughn some attention. Vaughn said it's just not a woman's fault. Listen, that's not the perspective. I don't know why Vaughn is hooked on this thing about we keep blaming the women. You keep blaming the women, black man. No, I'm not blaming the women because I've changed my whole mindset about it. And now I'm even giving it to my sons. No, it's your fault if you go out here and pick these women. What I want to do is,
right,
when these women out here got.
Now remember when I when I first went over there, man, I was telling them, hey man, if you pick a bad woman, it's your fault, right? And they annihilated me, right? They annihilated me. They crucified me. Me and this brother right here, man. This brother was like, F you and F your channel, right? They crucified me. But I'm glad he got a better perspective, man. I'm glad he got a better perspective because I agree with him on that, man. If you pick the wrong woman, if you pick the wrong man, who are you going to blame? Who can you blame? We have to take more responsibility for the people that we bring into our lives, y'all. That's real. But anyway, let's continue, y'all. Let's continue.
Got this pink hair and they smell like sweaty palms, and you out here hitting them because your pecker hard and you just want to get one off. It is your fault if you get that booger whoop pregnant and that booger whoop junior sitting up there. Now you got an ugly woman you had sex with. Now she had an ugly baby, and now you got to deal with them ugly folks for 18, 20, 24 years for life. That is I told my son, that's your fault. It is your fault. Because what we need to do is line them all up. The ones that don't deserve to be with me, and men need to preserve their seat.
Now, so far I agree with him, right? I came over there saying all of this stuff. If you go back through his catalog and you find me on there, especially the first couple of times I went on there, I said the exact same thing. They crucified me. Absolutely. But what did it show? It showed that, man, if we sit back and think about it, certain things just make sense, right? I'm responsible for the way my life is going to go, right? The people I pick to have around me, there's an old saying, you are who you roll with, right? You are your crew. If you pick a bunch of knuckleheads to be hanging around, then that's how people going to perceive you. And that's all you're going to be talking about is knucklehead stuff. But if you get people around you that's upward mobile, man, just always forward thinking, problem solving, then when you present situations to them, they're going to say, yeah, man, that's tough. They're going to say, well, wait, man, why don't you try this? Why don't you try this? I know, I mean, if you go through his catalog, you'll find me all up in there, and they vilified me. They crucified me. They nailed me to the cross, just about, right? They digitally nailed me to the cross, right? This brother was F you, F your channel, F you. They was all over me, right? Shout out to JT and the rest of them. But they was all over me. But I knew they couldn't defeat the logic of what I said. And I didn't know that black man was going to, eventually turn around and get it. But I'm glad he did, man, because he's saving his son by doing it, by telling him that he's saving his son. So and his daughter. So I'm glad he's, finally realized where I was coming from. So, but anyway, so far so good, right? He got a little perturbed at Vaughn, right? But no big deal, right? No big deal. Okay, let's continue.
Don't be out here having sex with the woman you don't want. Don't be on the panel talking about, I don't want no 400-pound woman built like a Philips TV in 1960. Right. If you don't want that, then don't be over there at midnight like the Pink Panther, sneaking in the back door hitting them. Stop going over there hitting them. Leave them alone. And then what happens is we can line them all up over there on Von Bryant Boulevard. And we can say, Vaughn, you can say,
there's the first swing right there. That's the first swing, Vaughn. Lining them all up on Von Bryant Boulevard. Now, let me see what that is supposed to mean. Because, see, I remember when this young man, black man unfiltered, came over here and told me I was being disrespectful to a certain boss lady. She said, you were hurting her brand by saying this to her. You disrespected her. I remember when he told me that. He said, maybe you should apologize. I thought about it. I said, you know what? He's right. Because what you guys are not going to say about Brother Clarence is Brother Clarence is running around disrespecting sisters. I may get after the brothers. I may say some carnal things to the brothers. But one thing you ain't got to worry about is me attacking their children or their wives or the sisterhood. Not going to attack them. I may feel some type of way, but I will keep it to myself or keep it to my circle. I'm definitely not going to publicly jump on them, right? But I think that, you remember that, Don? I think maybe black man might have to do the same thing. Now we're going to see if he's consistent, if he really feels that way. Because he told me I should apologize to this boss lady. I should apologize because I was disrespectful to her and her brand. I wonder if he thinks saying a bunch of, what did he say, booger wolves lined up on Von Bryant Boulevard. I wonder if he thinks that's disrespectful. I wonder. I mean, we just see if you're consistent with it. I mean, if I was disrespectful and all I did was put a picture of a cartoon up on the thumbnail, I didn't even say nothing disrespectful. We'll see. Maybe Black Man will come over here. Maybe Black Man Unfiltered will come over here, and I should have added him in this situation. Maybe I'll go back and do that. But you know what I'm saying? Seemed a little disrespectful to me. I don't know. I don't know, man. That seems a little disrespectful. But anyway, let's continue. That's the first swing. That's the first swing, y'all.
Give all of them because we don't want them. Line them up. We don't want them. And when men start doing that, because pussy has taken over the man's mind, and they took over their clarity. And when men get to the point where they can become sapiosexuals instead of sitting up here talking, get what's up in a woman's head. Because I'm telling you, bro, if you bust a nut in the wrong one, you done. You done.
Oh my God, man. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm listening to what I told them come out of his mouth, but it's good, man. It's good. I agree with you, Black Man Unfiltered, on this. I agree with you. And you are preaching. You are preaching. If you have sex with the wrong woman, or if you have sex with the wrong man, you in trouble. You in trouble. So we all got to do better on that one. We all got to do better on that one. Okay. Let's continue.
Done.
Hey, Black Man.
Hold on, hold on. I've been patient. I'm gonna go now. Two aspects. We talked about culture.
I don't know. I never can understand this guy, John the Baptist. You know, he's like, he runs that, that's his platform. He's gonna tell the host, no, hold on, Nama. I don't. Well, I mean, I guess that's how they get down over at Black Man Unfiltered, man. Everybody's part of the team, I guess. So they can do what they want. But I thought that was a little disrespectful to Black Man. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? I'm just an old man, elderly man, sitting here. Nobody wants to listen to. Nobody. You want to go over to Black Man Unfiltered? You rogue, Rico. You rogue, Rico. You rogue. You rogue. Shout out to Black Man. Hope he stops by, man. Hope he stops by. All right, so let's see. Let's get back to it. First, blood is drawn. First blood is drawn. We need to line all these booger wolves up and line them up on Von Bryant Boulevard. First blood is drawn. First blood is drawn. All right, let's move.
And Black Man brought up a couple points about his family dynamic, how they've had 60-something years of marriage between, I think, his grandparents, and 40-something years of marriage between his parents, something to that effect.
Yeah.
And you've done well, and your sister didn't do as well as you did. We're going to leave it that way. I came from a broken home. I'm going to make 2 points. I came from a broken home. My wife came from a broken home. Neither one saw a great example of. Neither one saw a great example of marriage at all from either generations of our families. And my wife learned to be submissive by analyzing the world and understanding what it takes for the world to work. So by the time she came to me, I recognized a submissive woman by me analyzing the world, not seeing it in my parents, but seeing how the world should move, understanding the nature of God and the nature of the world. So we learned this submission thing. And like I say, we got married. I was 21. She was 19.
Nice little story. John the Baptist, right? Nice little story. Shout out to Big Rick Slaps in the building. Shout out to my brother John from the Dominican route. Shout out to you if you haven't already subscribed to the Dominican route. Get on over there, man. Get on over there. John said, I got home and internet installed. You got it installed? Yeah, you got internet in the DR? Man, you want to see some funny stories, man. Go on over to the Dominican route, man, and sign up for the Dominican route, man. That dude is very funny dude, man, but he's so down to earth. It's just like, you like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense, right? Shout out to Brother John, man. I didn't send any links out this time because I don't want to drag anybody into this one. This one, I wanted to just have me and Black Man Unfiltered in it. I should have added him, but I didn't want to put him out there like that, but I should have to get his attention. But anyway, okay, so we got first blood drawn, right? Black man with the first sword going in. Yeah! We need to line all these booger wolves up, and what we need to do is put them all on Von Bryant Boulevard, because that's where the booger wolves belong, on Von Bryant Boulevard, right? First blood drawn. First blood drawn. All right, so now we got John the Baptist telling his beautiful marriage story. Okay, let's check it out.
I'm now 49 and she's 47. 28 years of marriage.
Congratulations,
later,
my brother.
28 years of marriage in August. We now, so what I'm trying to say is, culture is only as important as you make it out to be. You can have the perfect culture and still be divorced. You can have the worst culture and still be married for decades. It's how you analyze and move out the world. Second point that I'm going to make is this. We talked about the title of the show is submission, slavery, or something to that effect, right?
Yeah, so submission is not slavery, it's liberation.
Okay, so now.
Well, first of all, let's do this. Let's do this, y'all. Is submission slavery? Is submission liberation? Depends on who you submit to. See, that's the part that they didn't add in there. Depends on who you submit to. Depends on who you submit to. If you submit to the wrong person, it is slavery. It's torture. You submit to the wrong person, you're torturing yourself. You can put yourself in a situation where you need your tormentor. You didn't hear what I said. You didn't hear what I said. If you submit to the wrong person, you can put yourself in a situation where you financially and physically need your tormentor. Let that one sink in for just a minute. Let that one swirl around. That's why it's very important. Very important for men and women. We all gonna submit. Submission just for women. No, brother. We all gonna submit. We're eventually going to have to submit to a program that she presents as well. A program maybe of cleaning the home, right? We're going to have to submit to that. We have to submit to when she needs gas in her car. We have to submit to when she needs her car washed, right? If we're able to do those things. We're going to have to submit to a routine of how the groceries are purchased. Who's going to have that responsibility? And where's that money going to come from? See, it ain't just a woman submitting. It's both parties going to submit. It's a woman submitting to you, yes. But if you don't submit to your woman, it's not going to work. Submission is a two-way street. It's a two-way street. And if it's just a one-way street, oh yeah, you might have a few years where you think you the man because you can make this woman do whatever you want because you holding her financial future over her head. Yeah, you might could get away with it for a while. A passport bros. You might could get away for it for a while, right? But what happens when this woman finally realizes, or she get tired, and she said, I'm not doing this anymore. You want a woman like that that's got that much contempt for you that has built up over the years fixing your meals? I mean, dudes die of arsenic poisoning. they die of. Let me. All of you guys that think submission only goes one way, come here. Listen up. Do you know why when you open up antifreeze, there's a strong smell that comes out of it? Do you know why? Because wives were pouring antifreeze into their husband's food and killing them. Particularly white women. They were killing them, poisoning them to death. So you know what the government made these people that make antifreeze do? And they kept finding antifreeze in their hair. So you know what the government made them do? The government made them put a fluid in there that has a strong smell, so that anybody you can't mix it in food and not know it's in the food. A detergent, some agent that they put in there, because antifreeze didn't used to have it didn't used to have a smell. Like arsenic didn't have a taste or a smell. Dump it in there. Person eat the food all up, everything. 30 minutes later, their stomach is literally dissolving. Their insides are literally dissolving. Like a spider injection. You just dissolving from the inside. You really want somebody like that to build up enough contempt to put some, okay, so maybe they don't use antifreeze, because antifreeze, they can't do it anymore. That was the go-to for white women for a long time. Shout out to the white women. Or arsenic. Hard to get that stuff now. They gonna nail me to the crossbar? I've been nailed so many times. That's okay, man. I got holes right here, right? But what do they say? Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, right? My God is with me, right? Only I'm gonna get scared if I tell a lie. If I start lying up here, then I'm gonna be nervous. I'll be nervous if I start lying. But as long as I'm telling the truth, hey, I'm just telling the truth, y'all. OG Patrice said they use arsenic now. Hey, man. Now I gotta watch it now, man. I know Patrice knew about arsenic, man. Now I gotta watch it. I was gonna take her to breakfast next time she came out here. I don't know now, man. I'm gonna have to watch her. No, Patrice, you go to the bathroom. I'll stay right here. Yeah, Risa, right? I recently watched those New Detectives and all that, right? The ethyl glycol is no punk, man. That stuff will put you out, right? That stuff they used to put it in people's food, right? Back in the 60s or 50s, man, they wanted to poison you to death. They just hit you. Every time you eat, they put a little bit of that antifreeze in your food. And you eat it, and you eating that food, man. Next thing you know, 6 months, because they look at your hair and they say, "Oh man, this dude been going on for 6 months." They take one of your hairs out and they look at it in the microscope and they say, "Man, she been poisoning this dude for 6 months." Oh man! But the point is that it was happening so much that the government had to go to these companies and tell these companies to put something in that antifreeze to give it a strong smell. It doesn't help the antifreeze. It doesn't do anything. It's not doesn't do anything for the car. It's just a smell so that people could know if it's in their food or not. That's all. Because these white women put it in your lemonade, put it in your what's the stuff they cook, the I don't know, the meatloaf or whatever they cook, right? The crepe Suzettes or whatever. They just put it in everything, man. And these dudes was, poor Charlie. And he was, you messing around with your wife, you slapping your wife around. And then now they got new ways of doing stuff. So if I was you, man, submission, that's a two-way street, y'all. That's a two-way street. All right, let's get back to the submission argument. And let's get back to it because we got a lot to get to, y'all. We got a lot to get to. We don't have a lot of time. All right, here's Black Man Unfiltered.
This aspect that the show is about submission, and submission goes to the woman. So basically what this show is.
I disagree on that. It goes to the woman, yes, but it also goes to the man as well. You gotta have to submit to certain things as well, right? You have to submit that you ain't gonna have your bathroom the way you want it all the time. The woman's probably gonna put her little stamp on it. You got to submit that your house is gonna probably be arranged a certain way, right? You gotta have to submit to some things as well. With if you have a woman and children you got to submit to some certain things, right? You got a child in your life, you got to submit. There you go, Patrice. It's not a one-way street. It's a two-way street. You're gonna have to submit, right? You got children in your life, you got to submit, man. My granddaughter went to picture day yesterday. You know what my wife said? I need some money to go get the baby a dress. I said, what do you mean? Wait, I said, we got stuff around here. We got stuff around here, man. Put a t-shirt on her. Well, I said, come on, man. Stop. This is our first picture day. She wants to look good for everybody. I don't want her to go there and see everybody in something real, real nice. And then she's out there in some, tennis shoes and some, jeans. No. Said, all right, what am I going to do? I had to submit to that, right? What's my option? Having my baby go up there and be like, why is everybody dressed up and I'm not? That ain't going to happen. If I got to sell one of my cars, that ain't going to happen, right? That ain't happening. So we had to pay for it, some stuff to get her. Shoes, dress, right? Leggings. I don't know nothing about that, but I mean, my wife is the one that goes out and buys that stuff for her, but I'm just the one that they come to for the bill. Hey, we need, I get the phone call. Yeah, I'm in the store. I don't have any more money on my card. Can you put $200 on my card so I can get this? I gotta submit, or she'll be in the store. Hey, I spent over my limit. Can you put some more money on my card? Gotta submit to that, right? So we all submitting. We all submitting. The question is, now here's the question. Here's the question, Patrice. Who are you submitting to? Are you submitting to someone that's worthy of your submission? Are you submitting to someone that's worthy of your submission? Big Riggs, shout out to Big Riggs. Riggs said, what kind of lowrider you got, Brother C? Brother C ain't got no, man. I used to have one of them. I used to have one of them Nissan trucks on them big fat rims way back in the day, right? I used to have one of them Nissan trucks. But nowadays, man, I'm a family man. Big Riggs. I'm a family man. Been one for a while, so all my little now I'm not saying just because you got a family you can't have lowriders or nothing like that, but I mean, I had so many children, man. It just I didn't have no time for all of that no more. I had to get busy. My boys was expensive. One's doing football, one's doing baseball, one's doing basketball. Yeah, I was all over the road, man. I didn't have time to do nothing, man. And I was coaching most of the time too. We need a coach out here. I'll be like, oh man, I turn around, man, and say, hey, hey, can you do it? And they always get you. This is how they get you, Riggs. Can you just do it for a couple of days, just for a week, and then we'll find somebody else. They be lying their behinds off. They know they ain't looking for nobody else. Can you just coach for a couple of days? Can you just coach for a week? That's how they get you on the hook. But you say, I'm not submitting to any man, and a man should not submit to just any woman. No, that's the critical part, and they're not saying that part. Submission is a two-way street. Can't just expect a woman to submit to you just because you got the private parts of a man. You can't do it. Can't expect that. I mean, well, put it like this. You can expect that, and if you find that, you'll find somebody who's not really thinking about their life, man. And is that the kind of person you want taking care of your children? You want somebody that can't even think enough to say something's bad here. Yeah, Risa, right? Yeah. Remember, who was the one? I forgot that chick, man. She was all over Tretch, right? Tretch was a clown in that movie, right? But she was like all up under that dude, right? Anyway, Sister Annie said, I had a low rider, Big Rigs, but I think it was at least, I couldn't ride in certain places because it would jack my baby's underbelly up. Yikes. Holy smokes. Y'all, you know, we keep finding out stuff about y'all, man. We keep finding out stuff about y'all. We keep finding out stuff about y'all. Shout out to Society, man. We keep finding out stuff about y'all. All right, y'all, let's get back to the submission. Because when I hear them say stuff, and I have to check it, man. When I hear them say stuff that I know is wrong, I have to check it, man. Okay, so John the Baptist said that women have to submit only, right? Or he didn't qualify it. He said, so unqualified, I'm going to take the assumption that a presumption that he meant that just only women submit only. And that is false. All right, let's get back to it, y'all. Let's get back to it.
Doing what it's supposed to do is talk about submission, how women can win or lose with submission or not being submissive. Right. So the idea of the conversation is geared towards working on women. So now what happens in all these panels is we get offended when we start talking about women, but we don't get offended for the past 50 years. I'm pretty sure most of us on this panel are Gen Xers. So we also know for the past.
Okay. Now here's another issue. Risa said, I had a Lowrider bike. You ordered it from the Lowrider magazine about 5th grade. Yeah, my son has one now, right, Risa? With the chain link steering wheel, right? My oldest boy has one in his apartment now. I'm like, what do you need this for? Oh man, come on, man, Pops, come on, man. I said, man, and the dude is a big dude. I got 2 boys that are huge, right? My oldest one, man, I'm like, you can bear it, bro. The tires go down to nothing almost, right? I said, how you riding this bike? Oh, Pops, don't worry about it, right? Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. So he said that because Vaughn had a difference of opinion, that he got triggered or he got offended or nothing. But Vaughn just said his opinion, right? I mean, so far. Now maybe see, that's why I want a black man here. I want a black man unfiltered here so he could say, no, Clarence, Vaughn was in the back chat saying this and that too. Because I know when I'm in that back chat, I know I'll be lighting up. I'll be lighting the panel up back there, right? But black man himself will tell you, man, when I'm over there, I'm in the back chat, I'm lighting them up. It's a lot of stuff I don't put on the regular chat. I'm lighting their behinds up on the back chat, right? Black man himself could come over here. JT himself could come over. Mandrill, Mr. Bennett could come over here and tell you themselves. I'll be lighting them up over there on the back chat. So maybe I wouldn't want the black man to be here so he could say, well, Clarence, you understand? Vaughn called me a hillbilly or something behind the scenes. You didn't see that. Then we could go, oh, okay, we understand better why you said some of the things you said about him, right? We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. I know you wasn't on the panel, Vaughn, but what I'm saying is maybe some kind of way you got to the back chat, maybe some kind of way you said something back there. You think I'm gonna take your word for it, Vaughn? That you wasn't back there? Maybe you was. Maybe you forgot. All right, man. So anyway, man. So far, oh man. Stick around, Big Rigs. Stick around, man. You're gonna see. It got really ugly. It got real ugly real fast. All right, we're gonna go down the line here.
50 years, we had no issue talking about men for 50 years and holding men accountable while not talking about the woman. And so now for 2 minutes, we've been talking about the women for 2 minutes, for less than 3 years, maybe. What have you on this thing has been going on? Now a hard time keeping it on women.
Damn, man. He went from 2 minutes to 3 years. That's a big gap, homie. Wow. Hey, that's a big gap, homie. 2 minutes to 3 years. Ay. He said we've been talking about for 2 minutes. 3 years. Shout out to John the Baptist, man. He's just trying to find his footing. He's trying to find his footing, man, because it's gonna get ugly, Vaughn. Vaughn, I don't know if you know this, man, but somebody's about to get cussed out. I don't know if you know this, Vaughn. Somebody is about to, man, he's about to run the flagpole up through somebody, man. Hang tight, Vaughn. You might recognize this guy that they're about to ring.
Without bringing them in. We need to recognize in these spaces, when we start talking about these issues with women, treat it the same way we did it when Oprah broke out in the 80s. Treat the same way when they did it, how all these panels talked about men for decades, from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, 2010s. Now here in 2020s, we've been talking about women for a minute. And now we got all these white knights that want to come save. Listen, don't come save, because this medicine is actually the medicine that men took made men look in the mirror and made men change their patterns and become better men. And so now you're starting to see the results of men being better.
We're seeing the results of men being better. We have 70% single parent births in the Black community. Crime going out the window. Police brutality. Sexual violence. Not only to women, but children as well. And all of these things on the increase. I don't know what numbers this person is looking at to say that things are better. I'd say definitely it's better for men to have a full understanding, but also that's what we trying to give you is a full understanding. Submission is not a one-way street. It's not just a woman submitting to a man. That was straight capping, right? Not a man, not just a woman submitting to a man. You have to submit to the right woman. Because if you submit to the wrong woman, you out, right? Like Black Man said, you submit to a booger wolf, you done. You're done. But you don't even have to submit to a booger wolf. Just a woman that has bad intentions for you, and you ain't able to uncover that by getting to know her character more than her body. If you get to know her character, and you are matched for her character wise, her body's gonna come with the character. Her body's gonna come with the character. You ain't got to worry about the character. You want a woman that has the kind of character that only you're going to get the body. You don't want a woman with a character where anybody can get the body, right? But I don't know what I'm talking about, man. What do I know? What do I know? Right? Okay, so far so good, y'all. We have to correct John the Baptist on a few things. Black Man was solid on just about everything he was saying. John the Baptist, however, he's got this, European type of way of looking at things, where just because I have a penis, therefore, I should be submitted to, regardless of my position, regardless of my past, regardless of my intellect or my ability to provide, protect, and progress. Regardless of that, because I got the private parts of a man, of a human male. Therefore, you should submit to me. I disagree vehemently with that, and none of these cats could prove that. But none of these cats can make that make sense. I even asked Black Man, would you let your daughter submit to some dude just because he had the male parts? No. So he don't even believe that. He don't even believe that. So that's my point. That's my point. These guys don't believe a lot of this stuff, but it's a lot of drama, until saying when you really get them to sit down and look at it, it's like, okay. But because it's the pack mentality, it's like I can't go against one of the people in the pack, right? I can't go against the pack, even though the pack is leading people wrong. Appreciate Brother Clarence. I notice every time I bring up the promise men made at the Million Man's March, they can never give a straight answer. No, because some I'm gonna tell you why, Patrice. Some men went back and did it, but most of them didn't. Most of them did it. Most of them, That's the thing. They felt the call. They felt God pulled them into the Million Man March, right? They felt the call. Okay. But when they got back into their own environments, most of them fell back into their old habits, right? They had the desire to do something, but they don't know what to do except go to work, chase women, get money. But to help to build a community, to build your children, build your family, build the community. Too much work, Patrice. Too much responsibility. And in American society, I got a video I'm going to drop on you guys in a few hours when I get done with this one, with this live stream. It's going to be talking about responsibility. It's just too much. Most of the time, if it's too much responsibility, most American men are just not. They just gonna look at it and say it's too much responsibility. It's too much. I'd rather just go back to the way I was living. At least I was having fun, right? If I have to do all this responsibility, when am I gonna have fun? Right? If I gotta put my side piece, if I gotta stop being with my side piece, when am I gonna have fun? Hink said, "Are there any restaurants on Bryant Boulevard?" I don't know, man. Hink, have you been to Bryant Boulevard? I think Hink been doing. Hink been checking out the Booger Wolves, man, down there on Bryant Boulevard. That's what I think been going on, man. I think he been going on, man. I think you try to take them in there so you can leave them in them restaurants, right? After you get done with them, come on, baby. Let me take you down here to this restaurant. Oh, hold on, sweetheart. I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Pew! And Hink run out there and peel off in his car, right? Oh, man. Shout out to Hink, man. Shout out to Hink in the Basement. If you haven't already subscribed to Hink in the Basement, man, go check out Hink in the Basement, man. Man, this dude's page is exploding, man. It's exploding. I don't always agree with Hink either, but he's a good dude, man. Very solid, straight shooting dude, man. Go on over there and check him out. Check him out. OG Patrice, Mr. Bennett said he went and claimed it wasn't a promise made. Go figure. Yeah, man. But see, now Mr. Bennett was looking at it through his Christian optics, right? He wasn't looking at it from just a male optics. Because if you really be honest, we all know what we need to do. We all know we can do, and we all know the time we got. We got time. We got time to do certain things, right? When I went into when they made me coach, they said, "Hey, can you coach?" I was the only guy there. I think I was one of two guys there. The other guy got smart enough to leave, right? So I was the only one that stayed for the whole practice, right? So the park director was actually being the coach, and he said, "Hey, can you do it?" Because he remembered me from a long time ago. He said, "Hey, can you do it?" I said, "I could do it for a couple of weeks." Okay, yeah, let's do it for a couple of weeks. We'll find somebody. That couple of weeks turned into the whole season. All right. Maybe I'll upload some pictures from that, right? It happened to me more than once, right? But the point is, you know what I'm saying? The point is, I got to this one before you, Breeza. I got him before you. All right, let's see. What's the point? The point is, when there's a lot of responsibility on the floor, a lot of our brothers, they just don't want it, right? They want the woman to be responsible, but not them, right? And I think for it to work at this highest level, both people have to be responsible. Both people have to be responsible. You can't have, you know what I'm saying? You can't have just one person be responsible. It's like one person with an oar and the other person don't row. You're just going to be going in circles. But one person ain't going to get tired. The other person will get tired. Eventually, they're going to get tired of rowing in a circle. They're going to say, man, I want to break too. And that's where you're going to have a problem at. Might happen at the 20-year mark. Might happen at the 30-year mark. Might happen at the 40-year mark. Might happen at the 50-year mark. That's why I keep telling y'all, man, even if you've been married for whatever, even if you've been married for whatever time, right? You still got to flip the woman over. I don't care if you've been married 20, 30 years, man. You still got to flip that woman, got to flip that man over. Baby, we still going to buy that RV. Baby, you still plan on retiring on this year. You still plan, you got to make sure that you got the same goals. Shout out to Bolo TV, man. If you haven't already subscribed to Bolo TV, get on over and subscribe to Bolo TV, man. It's another good brother. Another good brother. Shout out to him. But you gotta know what you're doing, man. Cannot be in a situation where you connecting to the wrong person. Just can't do it. Can't afford to do it anymore. All right, y'all. So let's get back to let's get back to Black Man Unfiltered. First blood has been drawn. Go get you a booger wolf. What do you say? A booger wolf. Go get you a booger wolf on Von Bryant Boulevard. And then, of course, Hink is looking for the restaurant to leave him in. Shout out to him. Shout out to Chef Rapino, man. That's another good brother. I'm so glad, man. I'm so blessed that I have good brothers that come over here, man. Good brothers, man. Are they perfect? No. None of us are perfect, but they're good brothers. They're good-hearted brothers, man. And in their heart, they want good for us, man. We don't always all agree, but they good brothers, man. They good brothers. Shout out to all the good brothers, man, that came through, man. Shout out to Chef Shapino, man. If you haven't already subscribed to Chef Shapino, get over there and subscribe to Chef Shapino. That is another good brother with another good channel. Go on over there and subscribe to him. All right, man. Let's get back to submission and Black Man Unfiltered.
Turning around. So now what we cannot do is take the medicine.
Damn lie, John. The suicide rates are up. Male loneliness.
Hey, bro. I kept quiet. I kept quiet when y'all was talking.
All right. See the entitlement. They got a lot of entitlement over there at Black Man Unfiltered, man. Got a lot of entitlement. Hey, I was quiet, so therefore you can't disagree with me. And I'm gonna talk for 20 or 30 minutes. So the conversation's so convoluted, you can't even find a place to disagree or disarm this argument. Because I'm gonna talk for 20 or 30 minutes. All right, man. Come on, black man, man. You gotta get that entitlement under control down there. That's at least my opinion, brother. But hey, I'm just kidding. You run your show the way you want to run your show, man. I'm definitely not telling you what to do, but that's I thought that was a little disrespectful to you as the host.
Don't interrupt me now.
Go ahead, John.
I kept quiet.
Come on, Tyrus. You gotta let him finish, man. Get him in respect, man. You gotta let him finish. He was quiet. He ain't interrupt nobody. Go ahead.
Wrong.
So I'm done. I can't do this. Go ahead.
Tyrus, you got come on now. Come on, John. Go ahead.
No, I'm done. I can't deal with that. I can't.
Wow, man, you got to beg him to talk over there, man. Come on, man. Come on, John the Baptist. Come on, man. Just put it down, man. Put down what you're talking about. Now, what it is Tarus was telling the truth, and that couldn't be disputed. That's what could not be disputed, in my opinion. But hey, John the Baptist, are you out there? You welcome to come over. All you guys got to do is show up. I will throw a link out there for you. I'm purposely keeping everybody else out of here because I don't want nobody else to get no smoke off of this. And I'm not giving you guys smoke. I'm just talking. You guys know I'm about as fair as it gets, right? If you come over here and tell me I did something wrong, black man, you know I will apologize in a minute if I think I'm wrong. If you can convince me that I was wrong, I'll apologize. So we just talking, man. We just trying to tell the truth here. All right, let's see. Here we go. Okay, first blood has been drawn. Black man said that you can find all the booger wolves you want over on Von Bryant Boulevard. So let's see what else happens. Oh, Von Bryant. The first thing that happened is Von Bryant put something in the chat where he disagreed with the position of the panel. And then that, of course, made Black Man Unfiltered pull his sword, and yeah, right. All right, y'all, we still getting to it. You know, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, somebody's about to get cussed out. Somebody is about to get cussed out. I want y'all to guess who's about going to be. Somebody that we all know and love is about to get, man, the brakes cussed off of them, right? Black Man is going to bless us with his vast cussing out skills, man. So we gonna watch that. Okay, let's check it out.
You can't deal with disrespect like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to cuss. I don't like. I don't like disrespect. I don't like disrespecting grown men.
I don't like people saying
panels,
blatantly wrong.
so I'm gonna
shit.
stop.
I'm
gonna
stop.
stop.
you alone.
Okay, so he would have had to disrespect him just because he said, "Hey, I disagree with you," and all he had to do was say, "Hey, bro, just give me a minute." You know what I mean? I mean, does it have to get that testy? I don't know, man. I don't know. Does it have to? But see, he's doing what he said, what he was talking about, right? He's talking about how people get so offended, right? But he got offended just because the man disagreed with him. Yeah, he interrupted him. But all I had to do is say, hey, man, give me a minute. Or let him finish and say, okay, I got you, bro. But here, I'm going to finish this idea. If you keep interrupting me, I'm going to have to start all over again. So I need you to leave me alone for a minute. And then you got to cut it down, man. You can't have somebody, and I found this out the hard way. When you're a content creator, you can't have 8 or 9 people on the panel and then have everybody having these 20 or 30-minute answers. It's just not gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Everybody have to be respectful enough to say, okay, I gotta have it cut it down at least a couple of minutes. Okay, I can respond a couple of minutes. But every now and then, man, it'd be a cat like this, man, that just want to talk for 20 or 30 minutes uninterrupted. You're like, I can't run a show like that. Okay, maybe 2 or 3 minutes uninterrupted. Maybe 5 tops. Some of these dudes want to talk for 45 minutes uninterrupted. Like, yo, bro, go get your own show. Go get your own show. Can't have, and then you got 9 other people. And guess what? The other 9 people are going to say, well, since that person talked for 30 minutes, I'm going uninterrupted. I want to talk for 30 minutes uninterrupted. It throws the whole show into a backspin, man. But anyway, let's continue, man. Let's continue.
For that.
Come on,
I guess we got a problem.
Hey, hold on. So because we're about to end the show, let me say this real quick. I think that we're in a time where I think it's a time where men are now saying, like me, I'll use me. I'm not gonna use nobody else. We're in a time where I feel as if, I ain't gonna say feel, I know that in my house, my daughters will move a certain way. I know my son's gonna move a certain way. I know that I'm gonna be very influential in their life, in the direction that their life is taking. I know I'm gonna tell my son about the booger wolves and the booger wolf babies that come from booger wolves. I'm also gonna tell my daughter the same thing. I put my daughter up on game before she went to college. My daughter came back home and told me, Daddy, you know that stuff you told me that them boys was gonna say? Daddy, they said just what you said they was gonna say. You right, baby. You know why? Because they want to get some of that coochie and they want to see them titties. And I told my daughter this. And so my daughter, she's moving in a different kind of way. So I'm not sitting here talking about women, but in order to be a leader, let me take, because I like what John the Baptist said about these men coming down with these capes on. Leave the women alone. No. If you are a leader, if you are a leader of a company, and I own my own company, if I own my own company, and I hire men and women, and women become the problem, I got to address their ass. I remember working as a manager at a job before the pandemic hit. I had to have a meeting with a woman in the room with me about women's hygiene. They were going in the bathroom and they pussy stank when they piss.
That is a hell of a story, brother. But what does that have to do with the man saying that we talking about that just us having women submit or just talking about women's submission is not is not the end all be all. There's other factors involved. What does that have to do with that? I don't understand that. But y'all know black man, man. Black man will pull a story out from the Himalayas. Right? Black man will pull a story out from the Himalayas, man. That got nothing to do with what we're talking about, man. But you know, and he will make it relate, right? Shout out to black man. You know what? Black man did respond to me. He said he's busy right now, man. He can't get in here. Cause see, y'all know me, man. I do not like to talk about nobody or discuss them without them being here. I'd rather them be here. But I understand, you know, I understand black man is that something that's very important. So he can't just jump and get away. Hopefully, if he's done in time, man, with what he's doing, maybe he can come in and help us out, give us some perspective on what we're talking about. Because so far, all we got is Vaughn disagree with the panel. Black man said you can find all the booger wolves on Bryant Boulevard. That sounded a little, I don't know, that sounded a little disrespectful. But I don't know. Maybe black man unfiltered looked at it another kind of way, right? But he told me when I was being disrespectful to a certain content creator, I just apologized. I said, okay, if that's the way they took it, I didn't mean it disrespectful, but if that's the way they took it, then I apologize, right? Because this content creator has a brand and a husband and all this different stuff going on. So, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay. So we'll see. We're going to see if black man going to be consistent with that information. All right. But until he gets here, you know what I'm saying? We just going to play through the video if he can come. But anyway, we try to figure out what happened and why Von Bryant. Well, I'm not gonna give away no name. I'm not gonna give away the plot. Somebody's gonna get cussed out, y'all. Somebody's gonna get cussed out royally.
And we had to go in and tell these women, your pussy stink. You got to clean your ass before you come to work. You got to take a goddamn bath. We had to address them stinking ass females. Well, no men in the meeting. It was all women. They leave it when they get up. It's their time of the month. It's shit all over the seat. Piss stink, pussy stink. Women complaining. Oh my God, I don't want to use the bathroom after some of these women. It smells so bad in there.
Help me, y'all. What has this got to do with submission? What has this got to do with submission, man? But shout out to black man, man. Very skilled young man, man. He can pull a story out of anywhere and insert it into you know what I'm saying, this situation. Shout out to black man. All right, let's continue. Let's continue with the women at his work. Where you working at, bruh? You working in Vegas in the brothel or something? Where you working at, brother? You got all these stinky women at your job, brother. You working at a car wash or something? All right, man. Let's see. Let's hear Black Man filter, because man, Black Man's got a surprise for a YouTuber that we all know and love. He's got a nice surprise for him.
And we had to have an HR meeting with these women. And we had to address the problem. Why would I go talk to the men and say, men, I'm holding y'all accountable for these stinky pussies? Now, y'all the reason why these women come to work pussy smell like that. No, you can't. You got to address the issue. And sometimes the issue is, I tell my son, sometimes you're going to run into booger wolves. I tell my daughter, sometimes you're going to run into Curve Dick Roosevelt. And now when you run into these two entities, this is how you handle yourself. My daughter knows when Curve Dick Roosevelt, my daughter said, Daddy, can I say it? I said, don't say it, just use the initials. Curve Dick Roosevelt, you know what he looked like because Daddy told you. I told my son, he dating a girl right now. My son got his little girlfriend right now. And I say, son, where Daddy at? Well, Dad, I got something I need to tell you. I said, what you need to tell me? Well, she ain't got no daddy. Oh, strike one. I said, what she got? Her mama dating a woman, she a stud. I said, have a seat, son. We got to have a conversation. Because I want my son to be in the best situation. I know it's going to break your heart, son, but I want what's best for you. I don't want.
Now, once again, we're not going to look at the character of the girl he's dating. We're going to look at her environment, right? We're going to say because her mother made a certain decision, this girl can't possibly be of any quality, right? That's what I think I'm hearing. I don't know. If any of you guys hear something different, let me know. Yeah, Vaughn is coming up. Vaughn is coming up. But I don't want Vaughn to put his, I want to break it down the way I see it first. Then Vaughn can come up here. I wanted both of them up here, but Black Man is busy right now. It's not that he's running from anything. He's just busy. So he can't do it right now. But I kind of let him know kind of late in the game. But I just wanted him to be able to be here to, tell us his side of the story. But hopefully he'll get here. But I don't want y'all thinking he's running from nothing. I did hear back from him, but he's busy. He's busy doing something. So, and I let him know kind of late. So anyway, and what he's doing is that's way more important than what we're doing here. So anyway, yeah, oh yeah, you coming up, Vaughn. Okay, so where we at? Oh, Curve D Ronnie. We at Curve D Ronnie, y'all. We at Curve D Ronnie.
I want you to get up every day and calling you out your name or disrespecting you or saying what she want to say to you because she come from a household where a goddamn stud walking around in the police uniform and the mama walking around in a bathing suit. I'm done.
I know where I was at. You disqualifying. Shout out to the Harris Tribe. You disqualifying. If you haven't already subscribed to Harris Tribe Media, get on over there and subscribe to them right away. All right. So he wants to disqualify this young girl that his son is dating, not because she has bad character, not because she's unclean, not because she's a bad person, not because of anything that he doesn't like. The thing that he doesn't like is the fact that her mother made the decision to have a same-sex relationship. Think about that for just a minute. Salute to you, Harris Tribe. Mr. and Mrs. Harris, salute to y'all. Think about that for just a minute. What if somebody disqualified you because you didn't have your mother wasn't there or your father wasn't there? Right? See, we got to think about what we're telling these kids, man. We got to think about that. If you see the girl moving funny, that's one thing. You see her moving funny, that's one thing. But I don't care I don't care. Most kids are going to love their parents, no matter if they're in a same-sex relationship or heterosexual relationship. They're going to love their parents. You cannot hold that against the girl because her mother decided to be in a same-sex relationship. That's not something that you can, even if you have an issue with that, that shouldn't be the issue. The issue should be whether the mother is a bad person and you see the same traits in the daughter. That would be an issue. But because the mother decided that she wanted to have a same-sex relationship, the daughter is no good. I think you putting the cart before the horse there. Why don't you get to know the girl first? See, when you have a child, I'm gonna tell you how you do it, man. When you have a child that has a girlfriend or boyfriend, what you do is invite them over. You invite the family over. You have dinner with them. See, we don't do that no more, right? Jewish people do that. Asian people do that. White people do that. Our Latino brothers and sisters do that. Everybody does that except us. No. We got to invite the family over. Let's talk to their parents. If my son is 15 years old and he's dating another 15 or 14 or 13 or whatever, if he's dating another person, a female, we're going to bring their family over. We're going to invite their family over for dinner regularly so we can make sure that we're all on the same page. The parents are all on the same page. We don't want no surprises. That, in my opinion, is how we should be done. We used to do that, right? What's the first thing girl we used to do? When I was coming up, if you was dating a girl and you was like in school, the girl said, that's what my wife did. My wife said, you got to come over for dinner. I said, I haven't even taken you out or nothing yet. We just We just would meet and talk. We didn't even, and then she'd go her way and I go my way. But we after we got off work, we would sit and talk to each. We would meet and sit and talk. She said, "My parents are wondering how come I'm getting home so late." I was like, "What are you talking about late? Get home about 5, 6 o'clock." She said, "I know, but I told them about you." What? I was like, "What? What?" She said, "You got to come over for dinner." I said, "I got to come over for dinner?" She said, "You got to come over for dinner. You got to. We're having a barbecue this weekend. You got to come." I said, "Why?" She said, "Because my parents want to meet you. My family wants to meet you." Y'all guys remember that. Y'all know that day. You going to meet the family, man. And everybody's in a bad mood. Everybody's looking at you like you trying to deflower their little princess, right? I had one nephew looking at me like, "Hey, this is my girl right here. Any funny stuff, and I'm gonna be on you." I had him dealing with. I had the dad dealing with me, right? I had the older brother dealing with me. I had the sisters. I had the cousins. You on display, man. They march you out, right? Right? And if you're really lucky, what do? Clarence, you could say the prayer, right? If you're really lucky, they let you say the prayer, right? You said my father was dead, but my brothers and my son vetted my ex. Yeah, it's their responsibility. Falls on the oldest brother, man. And the other brothers in like order. Right? That's something nobody got to tell us, Patrice. Those of us that's men, we already know that. Nobody got to tell us that. Right? Anyway, so I'm over there, right? And it's a mess. This person's mad at that person. That person got mad at this person. And, the little kids are swimming and they running around, and they eating hot dogs and leaving all people stepping in the hot dogs. And it was like, I was like, man, these people crazy. These people crazy. And my wife, oh man, they did it so smooth, right? They said, why don't you guys go and have a seat over here, right? Her mom said, why don't you guys, shout out to her mom, man, rest in peace. She said, why don't you guys sit down right here, right? They did it like a mafia movie, man. They said, both of you guys go sit down right there, right? So as soon as we both sat down, they called her. They said, hey, you know what? We need you. They said, we need you. Come on over here with us. We want to tell you something real quick, or we got something we need you to do. So now I'm sitting there by myself, right? That's when, man, the Hawks flew over. What you do? What your name is? Where you stay at? Where's your family at? When we gonna meet them? Where y'all meet at? How y'all know each other? How long you been going out with her? I said, going out? We haven't gone out. We just been talking after I get off of work and she get off of work, we'll meet in the mall. We both worked in the mall. We will meet there. And that's it. We ain't been out. How long you been going out with my sister? Ain't been going out with her. We ain't even gone out yet. Oh, so my sister ain't good enough for you? No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we haven't done anything like that. We haven't been nowhere like that. Oh, okay. All right. What's your plans for my sister? What? What's your plans for my sister? I'm looking around for her like, help me out of this situation. But you fellas know, man, once you in that situation, you in it. You in it. What can you do? You sitting there at the table, man, they got you hemmed up. What's your plans? What you trying to do with yourself? I don't know. I want to go to college. I want to do certain things. You know, I want to. At the time, I wanted to be an engineer. I want to be an engineer. You know. Oh, you don't look like no engineer to me, right? They're all over you. But why you got to do that? Why? You got to do that because you got to see what the person is about. You got to see what that person is about. Shout out to them. I don't have no problem with them. I mean, it was an uncomfortable situation. Definitely, I've been in there a couple times, but it was an uncomfortable situation. But they got to know me. I got to know them, and I got to learn that I need to respect them. They got their eyes open. They watching me. I knew they had their eyes open on me. And when we did start going out, I was always the one. Hey, you better go back. I got to get you back home. I said, man, you're gonna get in trouble. Better yet, I'm gonna get in trouble. They're gonna come out here, they're gonna walk right past you and come to me. But how did I feel? Why did I get like that? Because they vetted me. They vetted me. They came out, they made me come over for dinner. You got to see, we done lost the whole art of courting. We lost the whole art, a whole generation courting down the drain. See, y'all think you think you're the only one to get it on your channel, Black Man Unfiltered. Look at this, man. Look at this. Look at this. I get it too, man. I get it too. Right? What I'm gonna do, Carl Patrice? I know better than do something crazy like that, right? I know something very crazy. Say something crazy like that. But they do it to me too, man. They do it to me too. All right, y'all, listen. Patrice, I'm long stroking y'all. But I got to tell y'all, man, show y'all how important it is that we have to, some things we got to get back to. If your child is dating someone, you got to invite them over for dinner so you can get to know them. But Clarence, I'm screwed up myself. So what? You know how to act? Act like you got some sense that one day. Act like you got some sense. Well, because what you're trying to show the other person is, I got my eye on you. Especially the young men. I got my eye on you, son. I got my eye on you. My son, my oldest boy started dating this chick. And he was 2 years under her. I think he was 15 and she was 17. She wanted to take him to the prom. I said, man, you're not going nowhere with this chick. She got to come over for dinner. What? She got to come over for dinner. I said, where's her dad? She don't have a dad. I said, well, then her and her mama could come over here for dinner. Let them come over here for dinner. I mean, we got to get back to it. Why? Because I wanted to get to know the mother. Nice lady, social worker. Nice lady. But her daughter was crazy. I told my son that girl was crazy. I said, yo, bro, this chick is crazy. But I love her. I love her. I loves her, Daddy. I said, this chick is crazy, man. But she'll show you. I said, she gonna show you better than I can tell you. You just a hater. You just a hater. I said, okay. All right. Within 2-3 months, man, this crazy chick got his name tattooed on her arm, talking about marrying him, running away in a bus. I said, I told you, man. That chick was a loony bird. That chick was a loony bird. And you can see, man, there's a certain level of respect when you're sitting at the table and everybody's at the table and you have to hand things to people and stuff. There's a certain level of mutual respect that has to go around. So when you see a person that just grabs stuff and you see how they tear into their food and they don't have no manners and they don't have no table manners, say to yourself, they don't have table manners, they probably don't have cleanliness manners. If they don't have cleanliness matters, they probably don't have virtues, right? I know I'm gonna be in trouble. I gotta go because I gotta get Vaughn up here, y'all. Okay, Sister Annie, Patrice, I got it. I'm gonna move on. We gotta get to Vaughn because we gotta get, man. Somebody's in trouble.
I'm not going to do it because I want my son to date a woman that come from a 2-parent home that's got her head on straight and is doing what she's supposed to do, and my daughter the same. So we're not sitting up here talking about women, but when the time comes to do it, goddamn it, we're going to do it. And that's just it for me. I'm done talking about it. Anybody else got anything to say about END?
Yeah, I want to say this.
I got something I want to say. I got
you had a show. You had a show where we talked about there was a time when the father, the leader of the household, would match his daughter with a proper suitor. We should be doing the same. I know it sounds like something ancient, but we should be doing the same for our sons. Men should take a very personal involvement with who their son is dating. And I think in some ways, sometimes, if you have a daughter, you're concerned about her because you're thinking about the sex, right? You made a statement about with my son, I only have to worry about one penis, right? With my daughter, I got to worry about many penises, right? Exactly. So automatically as men, we have this alarm that goes off on us when it comes to our daughters. But I think we need to also pay some attention to our sons and who they're bringing in the household, what type of Jezebel that they're bringing around.
Exactly.
And we need to, as fathers that are involved in the life of our sons and daughters, we need to dictate some terms and say, no, son, she's for the streets.
Yep.
And we should show our sons, just like our daughters, examples of guys who were with the women of the streets, and this is what happened to them.
Exactly.
Especially when guys talk about the whole child support thing, you should really emphasize that for your son, as well as your daughters, but your sons, because your sons, as much as we've been taught traditionally, sons carry your name and legacy.
Well, creator, hey, hold on a second. So this is Von Bryant. I want to approach Von Bryant because he thinks he's invincible because he's older, but he's not invincible. So here it comes. How many times we're going to recycle the same conversation? It would be all right if we learn something new, but this is the same shit over and over again. Jim, we need more substance. Okay, Von Bryant, start your own fucking channel and stop hiding behind the goddamn camera. Take the fucking hat off.
Hey, this is what we used to call back in the day getting lit up. I think Von Bryant got lit up. Von, did you feel that, Von? Are you rubbing your hiney right now? Hey, Riggs, open up that sunroof. It gets better, man.
Get off your fucking head. Get you a fucking channel, start your own fucking channel, and talk about what the fuck you want, and get the fuck off my channel. If you can't,
black man, stay on message.
I don't give a fuck about what he's saying. He gonna
Holy smokes. Poor Mandrell, man. Poor Mandrell was the only one who had the balls to try to stop the situation, man. Everybody else was just dumbfounded, right? Like, what? Everybody got caught by surprise, right? Mandrell was the only one awake enough to say, hey, whoa, hey, black man, whoa. Going off the rails here a little bit. And black man is done. Black man is done with Von Bryant, man. He is done with him. All right, y'all. Let's see how it turned out. Maybe we got an apology in here somewhere. Let's see.
Tighten up. Black man, tighten up.
I'm tired.
I know.
Listen, man, hold on, bro. This is my channel. I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about. If you don't like it, get the fuck on. These are situations that happen in the community, and just because your shit good don't mean everybody else shit good. And we gotta have these goddamn conversations, and I'm gonna keep doing it. His ass ain't bulletproof, and I'm gonna show his ass. If you want to do it, if you want to talk about something different, start your own fucking channel, dude. I'm sick of you getting on these panels, and then you be over there and be a bitch for those women on their channel, talking about, oh my God, talk girl, but you come over here and try to hold men accountable, but be on the women channel acting like a bitch. Now don't come on my channel with that bullshit no more, bro.
Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Ay, ay, ay. I think that sword went all the way through, Vaughn. That one went all the way through. The first one, Von Bryant Boulevard, that was just a scratch. That one right there went all the way through. I don't know, man, but that was a little disrespectful right there. That was a little disrespectful, black man. That was a little, just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna bring Vaughn up here in just a second, man. Let me make sure I got all the extremities out here.
Every time you come on my channel, I'll break your ass down. Don't come over here telling me shit about my channel. If you don't like what I'm saying, start your own fucking channel.
Too many white knights. We got too many white knight. We got too many white knight males in society now. This is
just going back on topic real quick.
Yeah, let's go back on my bad, bro. I'm just tired of these dudes.
Yeah, you good, bro? Damn, man.
We're good.
Hey, bro, I'm just tired of these dudes trying to saying that we can't. Women are off limits. They're not. The men are horrible. Women are horrible. We both are horrible, but we got to talk about women to solve a situation.
Black man. Do me a favor though. Now, I'm not no disrespect though. I wish we can get to the space where we can stop talking about the men. When you have a subject matter tonight that was entitled about women. I'm not saying you did this. But the conversation went there. We it's about this whataboutism. We had to bring men into the conversation when the conversation was geared about women. When the conversation is geared about women, let it stay on women. When the conversation is geared about men, then let it stay on men. This conversation had nothing to do with men tonight. It was about women.
Right.
I don't know, y'all. I think most of us are intelligent enough to be able to have a conversation about whatever comes up, right? I guess in some spaces, man, we got to just be locked into one thing and we can't talk about nothing else, right? We can't pivot. I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyway, that was Black Man going in on Von Bryant. I'm going to bring Von Bryant up here. I'm going to give a link. I'm going to put the link out just for Von. This is just for Von Bryant, y'all. If you come up here and you're not Von Bryant or Black Man Unfiltered, if you're not either one of those two, I'm not going to put you up. Because I don't want to bring nobody else into this situation. So that is the link for Von Bryant. Von Bryant, you can come up here and explain yourself, Vaughn. Explain yourself, man. What did you do? You must have did something. You must have did something to have Black Man go in on you like that, bro. You must have did something. We want to find out what it was, man. Because I certainly don't want to go over there anymore and make anybody mad enough to cuss me out like that. I just want to know what the line is, man. Where's the line? Where's the line? Vaughn.
Yes, sir.
Vaughn, you can start your own effing channel.
Wow.
Okay, Vaughn.
Wow.
Okay. So when you first put that first comment up, right, about women, right? Were you thinking, hey, I'm trying to ruffle their feathers, or what were you thinking? Because I don't want to put words in your mouth. What were you thinking when you did that?
Okay, well, first of all, greetings, Brother Clarence.
Greetings to you, brother. We'll act like we haven't talked to each other.
Well,
today.
Listen, we greet each other in love, and
Yes,
there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Always.
It's just a form of respect that I have for you.
Same here.
But thank you for allowing me up to speak on this. I'm very reluctant, so I want to be very careful as to how I move forward with what is said. So, but you did ask me a question, and what was I thinking when I posted the first comment? I was just basically sharing my.
I asked you that question, Vaughn.
Okay,
excuse me for just a second. I'm gonna tell you why I asked you that question, because I wanted to be clear whether you were trying to be insulting, or were you trying what exactly your purpose was in that when you did that.
Well, I don't think it's an insult. You see what I'm saying?
But were you trying to be insulting?
Well, I'm doing what everyone else is doing in the chat. You know, sometimes YouTube will let you watch a stream and you can see what went on in the chat as well.
Right.
So I'm just basically sharing an opinion, an observation.
Okay.
In regards to the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that was my purpose. You know, I don't never intentionally get up on anyone's panel or their chat to cause havoc. You see what I'm saying? You have me in the chat area, and that is for the purpose of me sharing my opinion concerning what you're saying. You see what I'm saying? And so I thought that that's what we're supposed to do in the chat. Now, I'm not sure if the chat has been an echo chamber. Maybe on some people's panels it is, you know. But as far as I understood, everyone in the chat was expressing their opinion about what was being said. And that was the same, that was my same approach. So no, I didn't mean any harm by it. You know, I just wanted to put it out there. Hey, it's just not always necessarily the woman's fault. Because a lot of these conversations are very repetitious. And I'm talking about week to week, you know, and now that they've done add years on it. How many years are we going to talk about it? You know, until we get to a place where us men can stand up and be who we should be. That's what I'm saying. So go ahead, Brother Clarence. I know you got you got a lot more.
Yeah. Okay, so all right. So now when you put in the second comment, I don't know if I can back it up to what you said here.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what did it for me, right?
Man, they threw you down the basement, man. Let's see. I think it was before this doctor got on here, right? There we go. Okay, let me read the comment that Vaughn has here. He said, "How many times you going to recycle the same conversation?"
Okay, so now hold on. Where was that? Just the first part.
Okay.
What was it in that first part that warranted me being called a bitch? That's what I want to know. So
I
go
don't
ahead.
know, man.
I don't see it either, but go ahead. Keep reading.
Vaughn. I'm trying to read your words, Vaughn, because maybe you said something, and this is all your fault, Vaughn. So we're gonna find it in here.
Well, you would have to agree, Brother Clarence.
Yes.
Oftentimes, you have been on watching a stream with a lot of people on the panel, and you know they're going one way, and you know some of the conversation kind of pisses you off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So you want to express how you're feeling about that situation they're in at the moment. You want to add your opinion in there somehow. Now, I'm not on the panel. I'm in the chat.
Right. I understand, because sometimes you're just listening. You're not even in the chat, and you hear something crazy. You're like, what? And that will make you jump in the chat. Right. And then you hear something even crazier. That'll make you pop up on the panel. Right. So I get it. All right. So Vaughn says, how many times are you going to recycle the same conversation? It would be all right if we learned something new, but this is the same ish over and over again. Gentlemen, we need more substance. Now, I'm gonna tell you what I see when I read that. I read it like this. Okay. It's just a critique. I mean, I didn't see no issue with it. But see, man, this takes a lot to get to me. But I didn't see no problem.
Well, listen, I definitely didn't disrespect anyone.
I don't think so.
I definitely didn't call anyone out of their name. You see, I thought it was a very respectful statement. It was an observation.
Yeah.
You know, now what type of content creator? What type of content creator doesn't want constructive criticism? Now, maybe you feel that you've already arrived and your ship is perfect. But other people are looking from the outside. So you may not see what we see while we're looking from the outside. So listen, very disappointed by that type of response. I did not expect that degree of disrespect at all, because I've never given it. And it's something when you give an individual a lot of your time supporting their channel as a moderator. You see what I'm saying? And is this how you treat the people that are in support of your channel? Now, just because I support your channel doesn't always mean that I agree with every topic. Come on, let's be honest.
Right. Well, at least you listened to him. You took the hat off, huh?
Well, yeah. See, I don't have the hat on now. So see, I guess it did. I guess it had some benefit, right?
Yeah, see, something positive came out of it, Vaughn. You can see Vaughn's head. All right. So I didn't see anything.
But it definitely took me back a little bit. It kind of made me feel a type of way. Many of you may not know this, but my wife was listening to that as well as my son.
Wow.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Wow.
And both my son and my wife, they regard me a certain way and respect me. You see what I'm saying? And the majority of the people that I'm around, they do the same. You see? And so that was that part of the aspect of that really made me feel very bad about it. Now, listen, I will pull away. I will pull back because I don't want to be near anyone that has such a disdain for me. And see, I had no idea it was to that degree. Because in all of the year or something that I've been moderating for this brother, I have never called him out of his name. Not one time. Now, I've seen people on the panel do it. I noticed they do that a lot on that panel. They're very one-sided at times. If you disagree with the clique, now you're being attacked. You see what I'm saying? If your opinion does not coincide with theirs, now you're being bombarded with insults. And to me, that's just not cool, man. That's not cool at all. So there's no love lost. There's no animosity. Like I said earlier today, I'm not going to harbor any animosity or resentment toward this brother, because that would be like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. I'm not doing that.
I'll tell you in a minute, Risa.
So I'm not going to do that. But I do appreciate the fact, and I was very surprised as to the way the people showed me their respect for me. And see, God did that for me so that I could know that other people are watching you out here and they have a higher regard for you than this brother did.
Okay. Now, Scam, I'm going to tell you the one reason why I let you up. The one reason why I let you up is because I know you do a lot of backstage stuff for Black Man Unfiltered. Do you have anything that you can present to us about this situation that we can learn something from?
All I was gonna say is this, and I just got in the car and just saw that this was up here. Same thing like with you and me. You didn't know who it was different because you didn't know me. You came there on a barbershop one day and you and J&T were getting into it, and I had the brass knuckles and all that. And then somebody texted me like, "Hey man, huh?"
I forgot about the brass knuckles, right?
Yeah, and then somebody texted me, "Hey man, they're going in on you over there on the platform." I didn't even know who you were. Didn't know you were a content creator. But I pulled up and I was like, "Look, I'm a troll. That's what I do. I don't have or do actual real beef with people. I don't do that. But if somebody has a problem with me, like for real, let me know. Just had a conversation." And anybody on any panel, from the dust panels to the crust panels, if somebody has a problem, let me know. Hey, I got a problem. I always will have the conversation. I don't know the full story of what between Vaughn and what's in Black Man Unfiltered, but I believe he is someone who will have the conversation.
Yeah,
so if there's a problem, hey man, we got a problem. Let's have the conversation.
Scam.
I think he's streaming right now. He might, or at least he was. He got the other show.
He told me he's busy. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I would assume that if it's. Oh, go ahead.
Well, what I'm looking for, Scam, is somebody who got a little more insight than I think you got on this subject. I'm looking for either Black Man to, if he can get away, come over here, because basically I just want the main players up here right now. And I know you do a lot of stuff for Black Man Backstage, so that's why I thought maybe you had some insight on it, man. So if you don't have no more insight on it, man, I'm gonna respectfully drop you down unless you got some more insight on it. Scam? Scam's in the car, man. He can hear me. But I'm gonna bring you down, Scam, because man, I just want the main players in the game. And see, so Scam likely, y'all wondering why did you bring Scam up? Because Scam does a lot of stuff for Black Man behind the scenes. So I didn't know whether he had some other information. Now I know Scam's not gonna be the type of dude that's gonna speak for Black Man Unfiltered, but he might have gave us a little more framework of what was happening and what he was thinking. Shout out to the Food Channel, shout out to Simon. All right, so like I said, I'm only looking for, and thank you, Annie, thank you, Risa. The only reason why I brought him up because, like I said, he does a lot of behind the scenes work for Black Man Unfiltered. So I thought he might have some other information to give us on this. Okay, so shout out to Simon, and like I said, the link is for Black Man Unfiltered. That's the only other person I want up here right now is Black Man Unfiltered. I don't want to have we're not gonna do a whole panel and everything like that. Probably give him another half an hour, and then if he comes up, he decides to come up. If he decides to come up, then we can have a conversation. If not, cool. It's no biggie. All right. So,
well, Brother Clarence, you posed a question. In the beginning of your stream, your thumbnail. What does your thumbnail say?
It says, "Are content creators untouchable? Can you challenge a content creator and still be respectful?"
Wow, good question. I would definitely say you can.
Yeah, do it to me all the time.
Yeah, and listen,
Risa and Annie just did it.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Listen, at this age, I really don't have time for a lot of back and forth with people. I've acquired enough wisdom to understand, hey, some things you just need to say and be done with it. Some things you just need to leave alone. You see what I'm saying? Some things you just need to agree to disagree respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I become your enemy because I'm telling you the truth, then you need to do some self-examination. I just can't make people my enemy because they're telling me the truth or they're sharing their observation or their opinion.
Well, see, this is the thing, Vaughn. When you're a content creator, right? Sometimes you could get to the point and you thinking in your head like, all these people love me.
Well, let me ask
they
you
love
this.
me so much, they're never going to disagree with me. Even when I'm dead ass wrong, they're never going to disagree with me because they know that's going to be disrespectful.
Does not a content creator go in the bathroom and have to spray behind themselves? Come on.
Yes, Vaughn.
What are content creators above everyone else because they have a platform?
No,
come on.
They're not.
There's a certain stench that even you leave in the bathroom that you need to camouflage before another individual goes in there.
Yeah.
It's called being human.
I'm that guy, man. I'm that, hey, you need to wait about 45 minutes before you go in there. Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I do have forgiveness. I don't take kindly to disrespect.
Yeah,
I don't, that just doesn't sit well with me, especially if it's not warranted.
So let's talk about that, Vaughn.
I can understand if I'm up there and I'm making all of these rash statements and just going off the deep end and being disrespectful myself, then I should accept the fact that you are apt to be disrespectful towards me as well. But I don't deserve what I'm not giving. And if I'm giving you respect, I should get respect back.
I think so.
Now, the fact that you had all these other people on your panel and they said some worse things than what I've said. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't heard you come at them that way. When they had the whole scenario with the LGBTQ and they were making their statements and speaking their minds. I didn't hear you call none of them bitches. but I'm a
Right.
grown ass man. And yet you don't have enough regard for me to address me by my name.
Yeah.
It's spelled out clearly.
Yeah. Well, let me say this, Vaughn. Let me say this. Let's talk about respect, because that's the elephant in the room, man. I've been making light of the situation because I didn't want to get too heavy. But let's talk about the real situation, which is the respect. Now, I don't know if this man understood what he did or when he did that. And some of us don't, right? We say things, right? And we don't recognize, because we let our emotions take over, right? We let our emotions take over. And because we felt like we were wounded in some way, we strike back, right? I know I done made that mistake, right? Even ask Hell, right? You ask other people, right?
Hey, I'm not perfect either, brother.
Right.
But you know what? At least I'm willing to understand. Hey, if you pull my coattail, and I have the conviction of the Holy Spirit. You see what I'm saying? He'll pull my coattail as well and say,
Right.
hey, you were a little rough right there.
Right.
Go back and correct that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And why is it a problem for me to be on another female's platform? Apparently, you're over there if you notice I'm there. What's the issue with that?
Well, here's I explained this
No.
to you guys.
I mean, and I'm not joking. I'm just being very serious.
No. I'm gonna explain to you.
And then now you try to undermine my character and my masculinity. Listen, I don't talk to women like girl and all that. I don't do that.
I'm glad you explained that. I'm glad.
And so see, that's another thing that pisses me off as well.
Okay, so
I don't try to undermine, gentlemen. Listen, I don't undermine anybody's masculinity or their character. I don't do that because I know how I don't appreciate it. You ain't never heard me talking to no female girl, honey, child. I don't do that. And it's sad that I have to defend that, but I do not move that way.
Right.
So you got me mixed up with somebody else.
All right. So here's what I want to do, man. I want to go over that. All right. So, but respect is, and I used to teach this for the city of LA. Mutual respect. You're gonna have to see, to get things done. You got to have mutual respect. You can't have one person showing one person respect and the other person showing the other person disrespect. That's not going to work. Now, I don't know if this man knew, even if he didn't, he should have did it anyway. But I don't know if he knew that your wife and child were close by. See, but that's certain things that we don't think about, right? We just gonna say, I'm just gonna strike. I don't feel this person, nobody gonna defend them like the wolf pack would do here. So I'm just gonna strike, right? And so we got to be humble enough. It's like I said over there in Arshan's chat. Humility is the father of forgiveness. We have to be humble enough to be able to forgive the other person or forgive ourselves and make the move. Sometimes it's on you to make the first move, right? But we ain't gonna be able to make the first move if we feel like, oh, the vanity is so strong, right? So vain, we feel like, I'm not gonna make that move. Let him come to me. But you're the one that stepped out of the line. Yeah, but he let him come to me, right? And or just to put it to bed, we say, well, I'm not gonna apologize to this person, right? And just instead of saying, you know what, I'm gonna do it anyway because it's the right thing to do, not because I'm gonna get something in return for it. I remember when I apologized to a security boss and Stu. I didn't apologize to them expecting that they would say something back to me or give me something in return. They gave me nothing in return, and I still apologized to them, not because I was expecting a fair exchange. My exchange was with my God, not with them. So I got what I needed to get from the person who actually had something to give to me.
Yeah.
It would have been no problem. But you see what I'm saying? But sometimes we look at it like, well, and I admit it. I looked at it like, well, they ain't apologizing to me, so I ain't apologizing to them.
Well, listen, it's not the first time that there was an exchange in the chat between me and Black Man Unfiltered. But basically, I'm very mindful as to
hold on. Okay, Simon. I mean, man, I'm telling you, today ain't the day, man. You got to watch what you saying in my chat, man, because I got somebody in there that's gonna knock you out of there, man. So just try to bring it down, man. You know what I'm saying? I hear what you're saying, man, but we have a level of decorum that we try to keep around here, man. So, that's your first warning. All right. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And listen, we may not see eye to eye on everything, and I get it. I'm not always going to agree with Brother Clarence. He's not going to always agree with me. You see, but there's a certain manner of respect that I should have for him, whether I agree with him or not. You see what I'm saying? And he could have easily addressed that comment totally different, but I understand. Apparently, this is something that he has been holding on to for quite some time. From what I understand, right? Maybe about a year or so. But I do see me in that time supporting his channel. Putting in different people's channels, posting their links, encouraging people to hit the like button. I've also been doing that as well. You see, so hey, I mean, it is what it is, Brother Clarence.
But what I'm trying to, the point I'm trying to get across, Vaughn, is that we as content creators, we make mistakes.
No, I get it. I get it. And listen, I forgive. I don't have a problem with forgiveness. That's a gift that God has given me.
But I'm talking about from the content creator's position, from our position, we have to be willing, because sometimes we can take things personally, right? You running a show, you're doing a show. I've been guilty of it myself, and you think, hey, if the people that disagree with you, it's like sometimes you have, as a parent, your child come up and ask you, why do we have to do it the way you told me to do it? And instead of looking at them and saying, let me explain to you why, because I'm the one in charge, I'm the one responsible. Therefore, instead of explaining that to them, some parents will look at that child and say, don't ask me no questions. They'll take that as disrespect when the child is just curious. But the parent will take that curiosity as a sign of disrespect or a lack of faith in their decision making, because other people may have told them, hey, I don't have faith in your decision making or whatever. And so they will take that child's questioning as a lack of respect or a lack of faith in their decision making process, right? And then and ultimately take that as disrespect. We as content creators can do the same thing. Y'all not our children, but y'all are subs or our regular viewers that come through. Sometimes we feel like they love us no matter what, and no matter what I say, they're gonna ride with it. And when they say something,
the crazy part of it all is what I noticed is before all of this even took place, when Information Man entered the stream, basically he was commenting about the same thing that I'm commenting about in so many ways. You see what I'm saying? And he wasn't addressed that way. But he just about entered the stream saying, hey, why we keep having these conversations, or why is it, you see what I'm saying? What we should be looking at is blah, 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 however he put it. So I know that there's a lot of favoritism involved. And if you're not a part of the major clique, see, I'm not a clique person, but if you're not a part of the clique, see what I'm saying? You can't talk to me in the back. You can't, have a private session, because you're not really in the boys club. I'm not trying to be in the boys club. I'm just trying to move about and share wisdom and truth. That's the way that I can. Everybody has an opinion. And I think that we can all share them respectfully.
Okay. So this is my point, brother. We as content creators have to have a certain level of we got to have barrier there, right? Like people that come in the chat and people come on the stage, they can get into it. They can get they can get real passionate about. But we as content creators, we got to have that. We got to have a certain level of what do you call that, a barrier from going in like that, because we're the ones that's guiding the show. And so if we get all caught up in what the panel is doing, we get caught up in what the chat's doing, then we're gonna get all caught. This is something I have to tell Rico all the time. Rico, get out of the chat.
Well, I mean, I
Because he
get
would
it. You're
just go
human. I
right
get
off
it.
to the side.
Yeah.
Right.
I get it though. You're human. And listen, you know, I'm not trying to be judgmental, you know, or condemning. I'm not trying to condemn anyone. You see what I'm saying? Because it could be me next week. You know, if I'm not
Here's the man we
mindful,
looking for right here. Here's the man.
if I'm not mindful, it could be me going off on someone the week after next. You know,
Okay.
but that's just not how I like to go about doing it. You see what I'm saying? If it's an issue, by all means, let's talk about it. But for you to get up on a national network, and there's a lot of people that just like he has a brand. My name is a brand as well in these spaces. People know me by the character that I am in these spaces. My character,
and your
my
son,
personality.
your son and your wife, yeah. Your son and
So I'm
you
just
have
saying, you know, there's really no reason for us to go that far with each other. We can always agree to disagree.
I agree.
And
agree.
that's
But let's see
basically
what
all
Black
I'm
Man
saying.
have to say. Let's see what Black Man have to say, because he asked for the link. I just gave him the link. So let's see what he got to say about this situation, because I know as a content creator, sometimes you can get what's the word, man? You can get pulled in to, and you could take something the wrong way. Something that was meant to be something wrong, you could take it the wrong way. Or like you said, you just got it for somebody, right? That's just somebody you got it for. One person could come on the stage and say the exact same thing as this other person, and the other person gonna get it. They're gonna get the hammer dropped on them, right? Like, what happened? I just said the same thing this person said. That's happened to me on so many different occasions, right? That's why I try to stay home, because I understand that content creator, you know, they got their people, and they people, they're gonna say they might turn a blind eye to something one of their people said, right? Or they may agree with their people, but because they got it in for somebody else, somebody that comes on the panel, right? They might not let this other person get away with different stuff like that. So it just depends. It just depends. But I think that we should all respect each other, no matter what. Even if you got an issue, you can cuss me out behind the scenes, but not in front of a whole bunch of people. That's one thing I give Rico. Rico will cuss
Hey,
me
well, you know,
out.
some people will argue that, Brother Clarence, because hey, some people will say, hey, well, you know, this is what men do. This is what men do. This is how we do.
Some do.
No, listen, I don't do that.
Some do.
So
I'm just saying.
you got me mixed up with some other gentlemen. But I don't do that.
Some
you know,
do,
and if
because
you
I'm gonna
have
tell
that
you.
much of a disregard and disrespect for
Well,
me,
it's not a disregard now. Rico does it out of love. Now I recognize that. So it's not a disregard. It's not.
yeah.
He'll say some very derogatory things.
Well,
But
like
I
I say,
know at the end it's about love.
I'm willing to have the conversation. You know, I don't want to argue.
Black
I
man,
really
you out
don't.
here, man? Come on up, man. I
I
gave
don't
you the
have a
link.
lot of space for that, but I will have the conversation.
Yeah. No. I mean, and as grown men, we got to respect each other. Now, Rico knows I'm not going to take that personally. He knows that. So, but if he thought I took it personally, he would say things a different way. Because sometimes he does. Sometimes when he thinks that, you know, maybe like for example, he saw that I was like a little down because just all of the drama going on, right? So he didn't come with all that hollering and screaming and cursing. But when he feel like I'm just going and I'm just going, he'll just boom, he'll come in. So it just depends. But we got to recognize when we see that somebody can handle something like that, or we can't. Like I had 3 sons. I could not talk. The first son, I could say anything to that son. He just shook his shoulders and keep walking. The second son, shout out to Lady Navoa, by the way. Shout out to Black Man, by the way. The second son, I had to be a little nicer to. The third son, I had to be a lot nicer to. He was closest to his mother, so I had to be a lot nicer to him in the way I saw things. My oldest boy is more like me. He's just, he lets a lot of stuff roll off his shoulders. But my youngest one, he lets stuff roll off his shoulders too, but he's a little more sensitive than the other two. So I can't just fly in on, boy, what you doing? Like my oldest one, I could do that. But my youngest one, I had to say, okay, son, what's going on here? Why did this happen? Why did this happen like this? My oldest boy, I could say, fool, what did you do here? What is the, he'd be like, Pops, just relax, man. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't even take it seriously, right?
Well, but you know what though, Brother Clarence, and I feel the same way, and I only have one son, so and he's a whole bunch of different characters at different times, and he's a teenager, so you know how that is. But I still try to get to where he is so that we can have some type of form of communication. You see what I'm saying? Just because I'm the father doesn't mean that I don't need to somehow figure out how to get inside of his mind or get into how he's thinking or what his perspectives are in order for me to give him a proper answer, and but yeah, that's just that's just parenting, and
I mean, but that's
and
relationships.
you learn it. Listen, you learn it day by day.
Right.
This is not an overnight success thing. This is something that is a constant learning.
Yeah, it takes time, right?
Yeah, it takes time. It definitely takes time.
And
But
relationships, online relationships take time. Takes
yeah,
time,
and
right?
my thing is, I don't know. I really don't want to get in a place where I'm, putting my foot in my mouth. But I just wish that the conversation wouldn't have played out that way. And I really can't sit here and be honest and say, I wouldn't be honest if I was to say, well, maybe I should have said what I said differently. There's really no other way for me to say what you're reading in that comment.
I disagree
Yeah.
with that.
No, I know I use the
shouldn't even
word
have to say
shit.
it.
I use the word shit. Okay,
Nah,
cool. We're
man, but
adults.
nah,
We're
man.
adults. If you want to get me on that, well, maybe if that's what set you off, I don't know.
Hold on, Vaughn. Shout out to Just Guy who gives a good numbers tonight. Salute to chat and panel. I knew Bro C couldn't stay away for long. Ha ha ha. Hey, I'm trying, man. I'm trying, but we had to clear something up real quick, and hopefully
I
Black
will
Man
say
will come through and we can get this we can get this all cleared up, man.
I will say this though. I hold no animosity. I hold no resentment. You see what I'm saying? I haven't written anybody off. It's just I'm very I was
got you,
just
Brother
under
Sam.
I was under the impression that you had a different type of respect for me. And that's okay, because that's a good eye opener for me. Because some of these relationships are just YouTube relationships, and you need to know that. Everybody on YouTube doesn't really love or care about you now. Even the scriptures talk about, think it very strange when all men speak well of you. See, you need to know something ain't right with that picture. So you're gonna get you're gonna get some pushback here and there. You're gonna get some, you see what I'm saying? Some rough treatment. Some people are gonna like you, some people are not. But if you have such a disdain for me, I wish you could have said that earlier, and then I could have dismissed myself from your process.
Right. So maybe we can find out. We can ask him if he ever if he ever comes up here. I know he's running the stream right now. I know he had a stream he was running, but I hope he can get a minute to come over here, because I want to see what you said or any of this stuff that was said that was warranted that response. I wanted to ask him Sim, I think he should apologize. It was very disrespectful, but I want to give him an opportunity to come up here and say, okay, this is what I felt about when Vaughn said XYZ. And so this is what I was thinking. I had a bad day at work. I tripped over the cat on my way out the door, whatever, right? Just at least a conversation. Nobody should be none of us as men should be disrespecting any of us, man. especially, and I don't see how they get that, man. Like they get that when they're being disrespected as men, they get that, but they don't get when they disrespecting other men or women or our children. They don't get that, and I'm like, how you don't get that? If you don't want to be disrespected, why would these women want to be disrespected? That's you know.
And then too, not only that, Brother Clarence, but you know, they talk about how the woman emasculates the man and how the emasculation of the men. We hear this conversation quite often, but it seems like we're doing a good job of it ourselves concerning each other. We're undermining each other's authority. We're undermining each other's characters, and I don't get that.
And we
teach you're guilty of the same thing that you're accusing other people of.
And we giving other people fire of mortar fire to say to us, or these younger opinions, they look at us and they say, damn, they don't even know how to act with each other. Why should I listen to him? Why should I listen to Black Man?
Yeah.
This dude can't even take somebody criticize him in the chat. I'm gonna listen to him. And Black Man got a lot of good information, right? But they say,
listen,
you can't even do it.
I've been over there for a little over a year. I'm sure that I've been rocking with him. And listen to this. Now, listen, I've not always had a critique to say in the chat. There were some times where I agree. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's times where I support the conversation, you see, or the opinion or the perspective.
Yeah.
Now, what do you want? Do you want puppets, that are following you? Well, I mean, how do you want that? Everything you say, we have to say amen to? Or is there a possibility that there may be a difference of opinion? No disrespect, though.
I think there's always an opening for a difference of opinion. That's at least me. I feel like there's always a point where there could be a difference of opinion. Because this is the way I think. I might be wrong. This person might have some more information that's later than the information I have that trumps my information. So let me hear them out first. That's the way I think. No, everybody don't think that way.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Well, my thing is, I don't know him on a personal scale to where we've actually had conversations with each other. I've never had that. I'm very rarely on his panel. We've never really talked in the back or on the telephone. You see what I'm saying? So, we haven't really been that close in regards to conversation wise, and basically what I'm doing is just basically sharing what my opinion is about what I see concerning the conversations.
Agreed. Okay. Black Man Unfiltered.
What's going on?
What's going on, brother? Okay. I don't know if you were aware, but I played the clip where you had some nice choice words for Mr. Bryant over here.
Yep.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you, brother, do you think that was disrespectful the way you handled that situation?
I think that I didn't know you were having the show after I emailed you back. I thought it was going to be rescheduled. But then I got a phone call and said, hey, man, you got to go give your side because they're having the show anyway. So I told my kids, we're on spring break. So I told the kids, chill out. Dad will be back in a minute.
If I knew you had doing something, if I had known you was doing something, I would have rescheduled it, man. I didn't hear back from you until after I started the show. So
that's
I looked on your docket and I saw you wasn't. I saw it was a show that you was going to be on. So I said, oh, okay, he probably got the time today. So that's my apologies for doing that to you, brother. But I did want you to come here. The reason why I invited you, brother, you know me. I'm not gonna have a show. This ain't no smoke show. It's just let's hash it out. I'm not going to discuss you without inviting you to come up here and present your side of the situation. Right?
Yeah, I got you. Appreciate it, man.
Okay. So I just so I'm of the opinion that, man, maybe you could have said what you were saying a different way. Now, do you think that, or you stand by what you said or whatever?
I think that at the moment, I think we all have moments where
Agreed.
we get heated and we go in.
Agreed.
And I don't think men should be talking about what they could have done then. I think men should talk about what they can do moving forward. Because I ain't no way, I can't go back in time in a time machine and switch any of that up. But I had a concern. It was a concern that I think that we need to be balanced in the things that we do. It's one thing you can say a lot about me as a content creator, but the one thing you can't say about me is that I'm not consistent. The way I am on my panel, I'm on them the same way on other people's panels. I don't go nowhere and be different. I'm always Black Man Unfiltered everywhere I go. Even in my real life, being in meetings and all this other stuff, speaking up, speaking out, saying what's on my mind. That's what I'm known for. And I'm always consistent. I'm never gonna be different for nobody. That's just not how I was raised. The men in my family raised me. If you're one way, be that way. And that's why, and that's where I'm at. So if you had any other questions for me, I'm open to answer anything you have for me.
Sure, man. I got a bunch of questions for you.
Go ahead.
Okay. I asked you about that. So I just want to be clear. I was asking you about it wasn't no exchange. It was just you going in on with some of the stuff you said about Vaughn. You don't feel that was disrespectful. I just want to be clear about that.
Do I feel like it was disrespectful? Hell yeah, it was. Yeah, absolutely, it was disrespectful.
Okay. All right.
That's a rhetorical question.
Okay. No. I mean, maybe you might have thought that. So I want to be clear. I want us clear on everything that we talking about here. Okay. Yeah. So you felt that now. You felt at that time that warranted that response, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, can you tell us specifically what was said that made you feel like that type of response was warranted?
Well, the reason that was warranted is because I
can put up what he said right here.
Absolutely. So the reason for what I said was, no. What we need to do is, because if I do it, I don't do reaction shows a lot, but when I do, I pull up everything. So I go through the chat. And I'm very good at this, guys. I'm very good at editing and getting stuff done. So I go through the chat and I find everything that led up to the conversation. I don't do just one. I go through the entire chat, screenshot it, put it up on the screen, and I work them all the way down. So that one right there was one. That's one. Okay. But we got to go up because we got to talk about all the things that were said before that caused me to react. Now, I let the first 3 or 4 comments that I didn't like slide. Right. Okay. And so then the breaking point messages came after that. So we got to work from the top to the bottom to try to understand where we come from. We can't start at just one message.
Okay. So I don't have all those messages. So can you tell us what was said that you was letting slide and that got us to this point?
Well, overall, in a nutshell, what I disagree with, and I've said this over and over again, and I've been preaching this for a year, not just to Von Bryant, but to all Black men, period. I think that the same energy that we have for men, holding them accountable, we should have the same as leaders, because everybody ain't no leader. So I've learned it over the past year that I can't force men to be leaders. Men just have to, it just has to be in you. So when, in a nutshell, we hold men accountable. And when I'm having a show and I'm looking in my chat and I'm seeing Von Bryant, and we can talk about other people too, but other people ain't been rolling with me as long as Von. So if I look at the chat and I see Von talking negatively about the things I'm having on my channel, then I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, is there a better way he could have said that? Okay, cool. I ain't gonna, I can't hold him. I can't make him do nothing, right? He a grown man. But what I'm saying is, if Brother Clarence, let me give you an example.
I've never called you a bitch in the chat, though. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's yeah, absolutely correct.
Gotcha.
Okay, so my thing is this: I've been called a bitch, and you've been on panels where they've called me a bitch, and you've been there.
Hey, but listen, everybody has to answer for themselves.
Wait, hold on, gentlemen.
Everybody is responsible for what they say. Now, don't make me responsible for what other people have said about you.
Vaughn, if I pick you up,
I've shown you nothing but respect.
Vaughn, if I picked you up from the bus station, and on the way home from the bus station, I stopped and robbed the bank, and the police officers pulled us over, who going to jail? Both
But
of
see,
us.
here's the point, though.
Wait.
So you're an accomplice.
Here's the point.
Wait. Hold on.
Because
Hold
you
on.
don't like a
I'm gonna stop
particular.
both of you guys for just a second. Just a second. I gotta say this, black man. You know that you can be on a panel with a bunch of different dudes, and you don't know what these people gonna say. You can be the host, and somebody say something crazy. You don't know what they're gonna say. So to hold somebody, this is what I'm saying. I had to learn this too, black man. Just because somebody's on a panel and something gets said, doesn't mean that they was with it. You know what I mean? We looking at 7 other guys here on the panel with you. Maybe they did not feel that sentiment that you felt, right? But they was there. Should Vaughn hold all of them accountable for what you said? No. So well, that's my point. We gotta look at it a little bit, and it's hard to do that when you're a content creator because you're like, man, but you was there. So you was there. You don't know what these people gonna say. So that's all I was trying to say.
Listen,
brother,
every person that I know, everybody that I know in these spaces, and that they're content creators. You know, there's different spaces that I do traffic in and go in. I'm not in a female's chat every time. Very rarely. I'm over here at Brother Clarence's channel. You know, so when you made the statements that I be over here talking about girl and honey, I don't talk like that. And I don't appreciate you putting my character out that way. That's not how I speak. I get in the chat and I speak my opinion, just like everyone else does. You're a content creator, so you have your opinion. And we have to respect your opinion, whether we agree with it or not. And so that's basically what I'm saying. You know, I wasn't I was kind of pissed off in the chat with the way the conversation was going. I got a little anxious, just like the people on your panel get a little anxious, don't they? I just didn't think that it warranted for you to go at me that particular way, because I had a higher regard of a respect for you, brother. Even if I disagree with you, I never would have contemplated calling you out of your name.
So now I will say this, because so you have to let me say this just bluntly out. You have to be able to have the right circle of people around you. Now, somebody can have a show about me right now, talking about me right now. I was with my kids on spring break right now. That's what we at, right? We chilling and having a good time. Now, I was sitting there minding my business, my phone going crazy. My wife said, baby, you need to get on your phone. I said, baby, I told you I ain't being on this phone, no YouTube, no nothing while with my family. She said, yeah, but it's keep buzzing. Okay, I got you. I look at my phone. Every man that's in my circle knows that I'm on vacation. And they said, hey, bro, you on vacation. Brother Clarence having a show right now, and they're talking about what happened on Friday. Do you want us to go stand in the gap for you? Because we can do that. I said, no, I don't want y'all to do that. I'm a man about me. I could do it on my own. Yeah, but you with your family. No, bro, I got it. I'm going to log in, and I'm going to go talk for myself. See, when the guys that's in my circle, let me give you one, for instance. Sir Hale was on a panel, and they started saying black man unfiltered this, black man unfiltered that, black man. Sir Hale said immediately, I'm out the chat, and I'm definitely not joining your panel. So
okay,
what I'm saying is, when you have people that rock with you, when you have people that rock with you,
the part I have a problem with.
When you have people that rock with you and they respect you, they're not going to be on another panel seeing you and hearing you and get disrespected, and they're going to stay. My guys don't do that. My guys ready to roll up on them. They ready to hit the link.
Number one, I'm not your guy.
Absolutely.
I'm an individual that supports your channel, and I may not be in your crew, sir, but I have supported your channel for a little over a year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just expected better. And if I'm on another person's platform and they have a problem with you, that's between you and that person. I don't need to get in that back and forth about whatever they say. You see what I'm saying? Where I go is not contingent upon where you want me to go and be. And this is the problem that I have with a lot of some of these people in these spaces. It's like, oh, I don't rock with this person over there. Why are you over there then? And if a person is being that disrespectful, I'm like, well, damn, why are you coming at the brother like this? But by all means, I'm my own man as well as yourself, Black Man Unfiltered. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you have a problem with me being over in some of your ops spaces, okay, so now I know that. And if that's a prerequisite for me to be a part of your channel, then I would have to bow out because I'm my own man. I go where God leads me to go.
Okay. So am I good to speak right now?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
So when I said what I just said, the point that I was making is no man can speak for me. I speak for myself. But let me give you let me tell you this. If you go back and watch my content, this is how some of my closest brotherhoods have grown, right? Most recently, it was Tyrus. Me and Tyrus went at it. I went the hell off on him. He went the hell off on me. Right? I cussed his ass out. He cussed me out.
I see.
And guess what? Guess what happens after that? I call him. I say he act like a bitch. And you go and get your eyebrows threaded with your fucking wife. You act like a hoe. I tell him. And guess what? After the show,
I don't do that. I don't do that with gentlemen. I don't do that with men.
Right,
call me by my name, sir. Call me by my name.
But after the show over, Tyrus called me and said, "Hey, bro, we good?" I said, "Yeah, we good." He said, "Man, love you, man." I said, "Love you too, bro, man. See you Tuesday." All right, Tuesday, he back on the panel again. See, because when you have a relationship with somebody, even in marriages or relationships, even with your brothers or your family, me and my brothers been tore up houses fighting each other, but I still love him enough to say, "Hey, bro, we good." Right? It doesn't get too deep where, oh my God, like I'm beyond, like right now, Vaughn, if you would have said, "Black man, you a bitch ass nigga," guess what? On Tuesday, I'm gonna say, "Hey, y'all, Bryant in the chat. Listen, it ain't that real for me. It ain't that real for me. We bump heads, we move on. That's what we should do as black men. But what we do is we bump heads and then we stay fighting. Everybody holding a grudge. 12 months now. No, we bump heads and we move on. I do this with everybody. Mandrell, me and Mandrell done come to blows. We're talking about we're gonna meet up.
See, here's my thing, Black man. Listen, I don't take kindly to being addressed as a bitch. I'm an older gentleman who does not speak to even my wife that way. Now, I know a lot of you younger. I know you younger people like to, say certain things, and it's okay. But as for me, I don't like to be regarded that way. You see what I'm saying? Now, what I do is I can't control you. I can't make you respect me. You can call me whatever you want to call me. At that point, it's my position to remove myself. Because if you feel like you're going to continue to speak to me that way, then I don't want to have anything to do with you. Because that is not the type of thing that I don't teach my son that. You should be called by the name that you were given. That's what respect is. But and if I'm wrong, brother, I get it. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect, black man. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. You see, I'm apt to err just like you. I don't hate you and I don't condemn you. You see what I'm saying? Because like I said, if you listen to everything I've said, since everybody's buzzing about the panels that's been going on, I have not said any disparaging thing about you. And I have not called you out of your name.
Now, and I will say this, let's have a Muddeer moment. Muddeer said, it ain't what people call you, what you answer to. But listen, I'm gonna leave that there. I try to teach my kids that too. But
I don't answer to that. I don't answer to that.
I understand. So let me say this to you. Von Bryant. What's your middle initial?
Von Bryant. That's what you get on YouTube.
Okay. Von, I'm gonna give you one. Von B. Bryant. Friday night, I was upset with you. And the reason that I was upset with you is because I feel like you don't have the same energy for other content creators like you have for me, like the opposite sex. Right. And so I've tried to support some of these booger wolves, but I was unable to.
Well, who are you? That's what's very strange to me, because I have absolutely no idea who you're speaking of.
Right. And now Von,
and I know you don't want to mention names. I know you don't want to mention names.
I can mention names, but then I would have to destroy her piece by piece. I don't want to have to do that to no female. Okay, so because I know she's gonna try to come
listen, just because I'm at another person's channel listening to who they are and trying to understand their character doesn't mean I necessarily agree. Now, I'm the type of man, I don't argue with women and I don't go back and forth with women.
I don't either.
I'd rather confront the gentleman.
I retired.
Oh, you're tired.
So that's just how I move. So if you see me in this, listen, let me make it clear. If you see me in a space and a woman is going dead off, it's not my responsibility to check her. She's not my wife.
But isn't that part of? Hold on now.
No.
Isn't that a part of a man's? Is that a part of a man's leadership?
I'm not leading her. Wait, hold on now. I'm not leading every single female that I run across now. Let's make that clear. I am the leader in my household. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so I see where you are. So me, I'm a different type. Let me tell you why. If I go somewhere, if I go to Walmart tonight and I see two of my black sisters beating the shit out of each other in front of the liquor counter, I'm gonna go break it up because I don't want these two women to go to jail and lose their kids and kids end up in the system. You see what I'm saying?
And guess what? I would do that too, but I wouldn't break them up by calling them bitches and hoes, though. You see what I'm saying? I would say, come on, ladies, look, stop this. This doesn't make any sense. Come on, pull her over there, pull her over. Stop this. This doesn't. But I'm not gonna say you bitches need to stop this.
But hold on now.
Like hoes.
Hold on.
I'm just saying.
Because sometimes that work. If they fighting and they ain't listening to you, and you say, "Hey, shut up, bitch," who are you talking to fight over? They're not fighting no more.
But black man, that's not my character.
You got to meet them where they at, Vaughn.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not my character.
But let me finish what I was saying because this is important. This is important.
Okay.
Vaughn, if I offended you on Friday, which I know I did, so I ain't gonna say if. I know I offended you on Friday. I was upset and I was out of my element. And you probably get that Black Man Unfiltered probably once every blue moon. But I want to say to you, as a man to another man, that I wouldn't want. My grandfather always said, put yourself in someone else's shoes before you act upon them in any type of way. So I'm going to take that from my grandfather tonight and say, listen, I put myself in your shoes and I know for a fact that I would not want to be called a bitch. And I know that I shouldn't have done that to you. And so when I went off and said that stuff, I shouldn't have said that to a married man who has children, who has successfully been married and did everything he was supposed to do in a God-fearing man. So from me, I'm saying to you, I'm never going to be so high that I cannot say when I'm wrong. Friday, what I said to you was extremely 100% wrong. And I should have said it in a different way, or I should have reached out to you and called you or reached out to you in private and had a conversation with you. So from me to you, I truly, deeply apologize to you for having that moment with you on Friday. I shouldn't have called you out your name. I shouldn't I shouldn't have said the things that I said, because you are truly none of those things. And sometimes sometimes we have dumb moments, and Black Man Unfiltered had a very dumb moment. And he said some things that he shouldn't have said. And if I heard my son say that to an older gentleman, I would probably beat the shit out of him. So thank you for listening. And I want to say to you that I apologize sincerely for spitting out those words that I did to you on Friday.
And I definitely accept that. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't necessarily a requirement that I had.
Shout out to Yella.
Because I was still going to continue to feel about you the same way. I have love for you. It's not like a faucet. It doesn't turn on and off. You see, now I have a whole lot of people that I love. I just don't fool with them. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But definitely, I definitely do appreciate the apology, you know, and I will say this too. I apologize, and I will say this, you know, if I'm in the chat making you feel uncomfortable, but I just want you to know that that's really not my intent. I'm just sharing my opinion.
Right.
You know,
it goes off on me over here, Black Man. It goes off over here.
Right. And as you should, Vaughn, you should be able to have your opinion. So I don't want to stop you from having an opinion. And I don't ever want to be able to be disrespectful like I was. Now, I do want to make a caveat here. I'm still going to talk about your voice. I'm still going to say you beige. I'm still going to say you yellow bastard. Okay, can I do that? But no, all jokes aside, man, much love to you, man. Again, brother, what I said then, I shouldn't have said. And let me tell you, I was at work and I got sidetracked some kind of way. But I was at work editing the video, and I was taking it out completely because I didn't want anybody else to see me in that stupidity. So I was actually going to edit it out while I was sitting at work, and then I ended up getting a whole bunch of checks coming in and money coming. I said, you know, it is what it is. So I'll do it later. I never got a chance to do it. So,
and like
but
I said, listen, I would be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to say, hey, you know, because we can all think a certain way and say, well, you know, I was just perfect. You know, if I said something that offended you or made you feel a certain way, listen, it was not my intent.
Exactly.
You know, I'm just having a conversation in the chat because I'm not on the panel, and everyone else is so headstrong about their opinions. So, you know, I thought I could be free. You know, I thought that I should be free in the chat to make my opinion, but not be disrespectful.
Absolutely. And Von, I want to say this. This is for me, you, and Brother Clarence. Because me and Brother Clarence had our moments too, but then I start to study the man. And I say, you know what, Brother Clarence full of shit sometimes, but then sometimes he know the shit. And then sometimes he is the shit. So let me go over here and chill with Brother Clarence. Then I say, let me invite him over to the show. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get to know people. So I just want to take this moment for any man that's watching right now. It's never too late to be a man and man up and accept responsibility for your shortcomings and apologize to those people you have wronged. And so I want to again say that I apologize to Von Bryant for speaking ill against a man who has accomplished so many things in life and old enough to be my father. And you better not be my daddy, but old enough to be my father. Smooth talking bastard. But yeah, old enough to be my dad. So thank you so much, man, for accepting my apology. I definitely accept yours. And this is how men react. Now, if any men have anything to say about this apology, we know who the betas, we know who they are. We know who they are. But again, man, much love to you, Von. And I appreciate you, man. Brother Clarence, thank you as well for allowing me to even be here on your panel, brother.
You know how we do it, man. We don't play no. We ain't gonna talk about you, brother. We gonna talk to you. So yeah, man, appreciate it. And take big, humongous rhinoceros balls to apologize like that, man. I appreciate that, man. That was, that was
Clarence. Hink said you owe him an apology for that bad imitation of him.
You're wrong, Rico. You're wrong, Hink. You're wrong. You're wrong. Hey, black man, I got one. I do an even worse imitation of Hink. Just leave him in the restaurant.
Hey, you know what? So let me say this. On Friday, Brother Clarence, I sent your email today. On Friday, for the barbershop, we're actually talking about men in marriage, the joy of marriage from a man's point of view. And so we're going to have a bunch of men who are married on the panel and men who desire to be married or engaged to be married, such as JT and Mandrell and so on and so forth. But we're going to have that conversation. We're going to talk about the positivities of being a man and being married and having a wife, right? Because I've been hearing in the streets that men, there's no benefit to marriage. And so we got to tackle that on Friday because there are huge benefits to that.
I believe so, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. But you did have me laughing, Brother Clarence, when you say your wife chased you with that fork. I damn near pissed on myself. Well, you had I had to turn my camera off, boy. I was laughing so hard. I was like, what?
Oh man,
Brother Clarence. Also, I saw you post on your channel on your I meant to reach out to you, brother. I'm sorry. These kids got me crazy. But man, I'm glad that you're feeling better. I knew you said you weren't feeling well. And you're recovering from that. So man, God bless you, brother. I'm glad that you're shaking back, you're getting your energy back, and I'm glad to see you up and running, brother.
Yeah, man. Thank you. When I was your age, man, I'd be sick for about 2-3 days. I'll be done with it. Now it's like a month, man, and I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, man.
Energy back. So.
Let me tell you what my daddy told me. Y'all can laugh at him because my dad is funny as I am. My daddy said, son, when you get older, it start to hit you. He said, I used to could stand by this tree and piss over a school bus. He said, now I'm pissing under it. And and so he said, and so I understand, man. I understand, brother. But respect to you, Brother Clarence, man. Thank you for all you do in the community. Respect to you, Von Bryant, man. Much love to you, man.
Yes, sir.
And everything that you do as well, brother. Let me get in here because my kids, I'm spending some time with my babies on spring break this week.
That's important, man. Thank you, brother, for coming over. Thank you for apologizing. Thank you for trying to make it right, man. We appreciate you, brother.
And
Absolutely,
I'm,
man.
Much, man.
And I'm definitely glad that we had this conversation because I don't like to leave things open like that, And
Exactly.
I didn't know if I would ever have a chance to talk to you.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it wasn't my plan to get on these platforms today. Someone just saw it and they mentioned it on their stream, and
Right.
I didn't want anything to be unclear,
Right.
because
Absolutely.
Mandrell was on that stream as well. And I just wanted to make sure that it was clear and what actually happened.
Absolutely.
And
And I look to in the future, I know I'm gonna be a bad, sexy teddy bear when I get that fucking salt and pepper beard like you got. So I'm trying.
I thought about using the Grecian, but I said, nah, I don't think I'll use the Grecian. I'll just leave it like
I'm gonna be a bad motherfucker. But anyway, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good night, brother.
Be with
All right, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, brother.
All right. That's Black Man Unfiltered. If you haven't already subscribed to Black Man Unfiltered, man, go on over there and subscribe to Black Man Unfiltered. All right. I got
Brother Clarence. I was very reluctant of what you were trying to do. But that was very good. I'm glad I had the opportunity, and that was great.
I think I think when he thought about it, and I know the kind of dude he is. If he really sit back and think about it, he gonna say, you know what? They had a point. You know what I mean? I could tell he's that kind of dude, right? And like everybody may not like his personality or whatever, right? But I could tell he's that kind of dude. If he sit back, think about it long enough, he say, you know what? Yeah, man, I kind of went over the line with on. Now, how do I get the shit back in the horse? Ouch. So that's probably the thing. But I think I'm glad that he knows the kind of work we do here. We ain't gonna just air you out. We gonna at least, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna at least invite you over to at least tell your side of the story. And he told his side of the story. He saw it was wet. It was wet. It was wet like boat racing, right? In the gutter, right? He finally had to say, you know what, man? I can how many ways can I tape this back together, man? let me go on and be a man about it, man. And he did. He manned up, man. He showed me he had a lot of balls, man. Got a lot of respect for that. A lot of respect for that. Well, what you think, Arshawn? Your homeboy. He apologized, man. I knew he had it in him. I didn't know how soon it was gonna be till he did it. Shout out to Daniel Madden Jr., by the way, man. Hope you and your lovely wife are doing well, man. Glad to have you tap in.
Well, listen, I would be neglectful if I didn't give a shout out to Arshawn, because he
and Yella.
he addressed this situation earlier today, and I wasn't expecting anybody to address it. You know what I'm saying? And so for him to do that really did my heart well, because it just showed me that some people have a different regard for you than others, and just because some don't agree with you don't mean everybody disagrees with you. So that did my heart well. Now, whatever problems they have over there, I get it. Everybody is entitled to how they feel about individual persons. I don't have nothing to do with that. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, I got relatives that don't get along, man, but that don't mean I'm not going to visit my aunts and my cousins. You see what I'm saying? I guess you're muted, bro.
No, I'm muted. I didn't know I was muted. I'm talking to you, man. I didn't even realize I was muted. All right, I got Jay Takashi in the background. Jay, I'm gonna bring you up, brother. I just want you to give a few comments, because this show is really about Vaughn and Black Man Unfiltered. That's what I want to get. So I'm not gonna have you up here. I'm not gonna bring a whole panel up here. Just gonna have you a few things, and then I'm gonna drop you down, brother. Jay.
I think he's
muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now we can.
I was going to mute myself on purpose because I personally need to be able to say stuff I need to say. But
shout out to information, how y'all doing? Shout out to Yellow. Shout out to information, man. Wow, we got a lot of first timers in here today. Now what did you say, Jay?
First timers. So how you doing, brother Clarence? And brother
so far, so good, man. So far, so good.
Yeah, so I don't want to. like I said, I just want to add to this because I've been having technical difficulties. I got to order a new mouse and keypad, so do that.
Solving conflict over here, man, and
Yeah.
you know.
Well, see, the thing is, I've always told people all the time, listen, life is too short for motherfuckers to be arguing with people over dumb shit. So I have to pardon my French because I'm very raw with my stuff, and I just want to say it less. But it's always good to clear bases with a person if you miss. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's always good to touch bases with a person if you have a.
Hold on, Jay. If you haven't already subscribed to Information Man, go on over and subscribe to Information Man. Check out this channel. All right.
Oh, gotcha, brother. And they ain't gonna check me out anyway, y'all. None of y'all do.
You up so late. You a youngster. You up late. Information Man is old like us. He ain't up that late.
And Information Man showed much respect. So yeah, Information Man, you're out.
Arshawn, he doing the show in the afternoon, man. We could be up and watching. I'm just
Arshawn, you're an anomaly, bro, and it's hard to reach your ass. I'm not gonna lie. But let me say my few things because Brother Vaughn keep cutting me off. I'm trying to. He said say a few things.
All right. Come on, Jay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I love you, brother. I love you, brother Clarence. But yeah, bro, you're trying to get this done. But I'm saying, like I said, people may have grievances with other people, but it's better to be like actual men, talk it out, and just see and and confront the issue just to get it solved and knock it out of the park. Because for most men nowadays, that's hard for the motherfuckers to do. Pride and ego is what gets in the way. Black Man Unfiltered is not one of those people. He will address shit like he needs to, and also he like I said, he has no problem taking accountability if he says something that's reckless. I've talked to him behind the back many times.
Thank you, Risa.
And it shows me how humble he is, about how real he is, and how sincere he is about a lot of stuff that he says or things he may retract back on. But it's good to see that people can hash it out. Some people, not everybody, but some people can actually hash it out and talk it out because, like I said, that's a lost, failed trait. A lot of young men and older men lack. I get on both ages on that. I don't care how old you is or how young you is. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to understand each side. You have a side, even if you may disagree, it's good to hear both. Address it, hash it out if you disagree, but respectfully agree to disagree. It's that simple. I've been in a conversation with that. It's got on the phone with my boy. We disagreed about something, but we had tackled and finally got an answer to the thing. And then we're like, okay, now I understand why you said that. You understand why I said that. And it was just like, we ain't angry at each other. We just wanted to get a fucking conclusion. That's all that was. Yeah, because none of us was about being right. It was not about being right. It was about hearing the other point. It's simple enough. So things like that. Information Man, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. And last thing I will say is, like I said, life is too short for motherfuckers to be holding grudges with people over stupid petty shit. Because if you're an older person, you should be beyond that shit now. You shouldn't have the time. Should be like, I'm not gonna do that. Simple enough. You want to address it like a man, dress me man to man so we can have the conversation. Not around to do that. But like I said, pride and ego get in the way of people doing stupid shit. So they gotta be stupid. And I've always said it before. You realize some things you do, not you, brother Clarence. It goes to young cats when I say this. You realize some things that you do because you're stupid. And then you'll say, fuck, why the hell did I do that? That was not a good idea. And you're young. You're going to use that excuse a lot. I'm young, I don't know no better, or shit like, bro, listen. Yes, you're young. I get that, but at the same time, that can't be the scapegoat for you to duck out of a conversation, or to duck out of a quote unquote situation when men are trying to G-check you. So you have to really just bite down. I said bite down. Really just grind down on your emotion and hear what the cats are trying to say. Even if it just comes off as a little crass, regardless of anything, you just got to hear each other's points. Simple enough. Like, get out your emotions and just shut up and listen. I say shut up and listen, but I say chill and listen. That's the other way I would go about using that. Ain't to make you feel better. It's just to be more respectful. So, thanks for letting me on, Brother Clarence. That's all I wanted to really say. I think you're checking out a very interesting show on the other corner of that eye here. So, but that's what I really think. I think, like I said, most men know how to navigate these conversations, or like I said, grievances more than others, and some just need more work, more self improvement work on. Like I said, even every day for me, it's not a struggle, but it's a process to just be in a neutral type energy to get things done. Because if I'm more neutral, then I can get things done and not be blinded by like something I dislike or really love. So, because it kind of blinds you. So, don't let your anger blind you from getting a good result with someone. Simple enough. That's all I gotta say, brother Kurtz.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
All right.
You down,
And
man.
shout out to brother Vaughn if he's still here.
Oh yeah, he's definitely here.
All right, he's over here. But yeah, man, like I said, I was proud of the way you both handled the situation. More so brother Clarence. I'm proud of him for doing what he did. And
Thank you, sir.
Like, yeah, it really shows the maturity. And like I said, you old school cats know how to get stuff done. So I do appreciate y'all not just being angry and yelling like, yo, I'm about to freaking do stuff like this. At least you ain't being crazy. And just to answer what I got in my hand, guys, I'm actually building an LED light right now. So before I go to sleep. So I'm just knocking this out right now. This is actually the bar to the setup right now. But yeah. So what?
I said, all right, brother. I appreciate you.
Oh, you said what?
No.
Yeah. People think I got like a weapon in my hands. I'm like, no, this is a bar.
Okay.
Goes to something. But yeah. So like a late night project, y'all. A man has a lot of stuff you gotta do.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna pull you down, brother, because we gotta finish this thing with Vaughn and Black Man Unfiltered, man. I appreciate you. If you haven't already subscribed,
always good to see you, my brother. Always good to see you.
Y'all take care and listen. I'll be watching the show in the background. All right.
Thank you, man. And
yes,
tell your
sir.
brother we said what's up, man. All right. That's Jay Takashi, man. All right. If you haven't already subscribed to Jay Takashi, man, go on over and subscribe to Jay Takashi and check him out, man. Get on one of them chill out shows. I be telling these young cats, man, can't expect us old dudes to be up at 11, 12 o'clock at night, man. We gotta go to work.
Listen, I try sometimes, man. I sincerely try. You know, I was up late the other night. You know,
I fall asleep on Bolo, man. I'm like,
man, listen, it's not like it used to be, right?
Yeah, man, not like it used to be. Not for me, man. I used to run all over the place, man. And they got me.
But it's good. You know what? It's good to see information, man, in the chat. You know, I never really get to talk to him one-on-one. Hopefully one day I'll be able to do that. But I admire his content, you know, very well-rounded over there.
Yeah.
You know, and God has really opened up that space for him. And, you know, and he has his own twist on how he delivers his message, but, you know, quite successful, you know, and he has allowed me to be a moderator over there as well. And, you know, I appreciate him for thinking that much of me. So,
right, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to him, man.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
If you haven't already subscribed to the Information Man Show, go on over and subscribe to the Information Man Show. I think the link is in the Vaughn put the link out there. Go on over there and subscribe to him. Check him out. Are you gonna like him? I don't know. You might. Man, he's got a pretty good show over there to me. But you know, man, you go over there and check him out, man. But you know how we do, man. We just shout out to everybody. Hopefully somebody will catch on. Oh, we got Information Man coming up here, man.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going
Information
on,
man? What's going on, man? I'm not gonna take up all the air, but I'm glad that you and Black Man Unfiltered were able to have this conversation and get things off your chest. And I hope that brothers can go forward. I don't like to see black men, you know, have fallouts. Of course, sometimes on panels we get a little bit emotional at times, and we can go off on people. I've gone off on people before, but you have to learn from it and be the bigger man and apologize when you're wrong. And I think that I think Black Man Unfiltered really showed his character. Man. And I hope that you all can move forward from there. And thank you for your kind words, Vaughn, about my channel and what I do over there. Appreciate that. And I got to say this, though. All mods on all channels, believe it or not, you know, content creators, we recognize the things that you all do to make our channels run flow. We recognize that you all do things behind the scenes. You tell people about the channel, you support, you keep the trolls out, you put links, you do all these different things that definitely need to be appreciated, because you said something tonight that was interesting, Vaughn. You said you are taking up your time in your life. You're a family man, and you're taking some of that time and you're invested in what we're doing on YouTube as content creators, and I certainly appreciate that. And I know that Black Man Unfiltered appreciates the things you've done on his channel, for his channel. And sometimes our emotions, you know, can get the better of us. And
it happens. Yeah, it definitely happens. I get it.
Right. But I was glad that he was able to come up, speak his side of the story, and that you all could get to a resolution that would lead to brothers bonding together and going forward. Because, you know, it is YouTube. Things happen on YouTube sometimes, and it can be what it is. But I appreciate Brother Clarence for you putting this forum on together. And I appreciate you, Von. I just hope that I hope that this is something that that you can move forward from.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
And because we all have moments that we would like to take back, you know. And that's all I really wanted to say. I appreciate you, brothers, and I appreciate Black Men Unfiltered too as well. And everybody in the chat, thank you.
All right, my brother. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you too.
When's the next time you gonna do a live, brother?
I'll be going live on Sunday. It's kind of interesting. Black Men Unfiltered will be coming over, and a lot of the guys that he has on the panel. You're more than welcome to join the panel as well, Clarence. Von, you're more than welcome as well. We're going to be talking about, I think there was a study that came out. They were talking about it on CNN as it relates to men. And there's a decrease in men in terms of dating, getting access to intimacy with women. With this new generation, that there's a dynamic that's happening that's impacting family structures. So we're going to have an intelligent conversation about that. I have the video. We're going to examine it. We're going to have an intelligent conversation and just examine it. From there, just something different for me. I don't normally get heavily into those areas a lot on my channel, but we're going to touch on that this upcoming Sunday. So appreciate you all. Keep doing your thing.
Yes, and we appreciate you too, sir. You know, you're doing a great work over there. You are on many platforms.
Yeah, I'm on a lot of different stuff. Man. It's hard to balance, though. I'm trying to figure out how to balance some other stuff that I need to get back into doing.
Yeah, I don't know how you maintain all of that, but man, definitely your gift has
shout out to the Great Pill Podcast.
Oh yeah, shout out to Great Pill Podcast. He's a great guy too.
Great Pill, but definitely your gift has made room for you. You see what I'm saying? Because you're all over the place.
Right.
But
well, you know,
you're doing a great job.
Oh, thank you. Well, being I hate to say it like this, being an older brother, you know, I'm not really in that age range anymore where I'm out chasing women all 24/7. I'm out, you know what I mean? You get to a certain level of your life where there's other priorities and things you want to do in your life and you want to balance it out. So, I got to be honest, it is kind of like good. It's like therapy for me too, because it allows you're able to express things and get things off your mind that a lot of times people keep inside, and it can stress you. And so YouTube definitely allows brothers, everybody, to get some things off their mind. Of course, you want to say things that make sense that people can learn from, that's not crazy and off the chain. But I like how things have been happening with the channel and other platforms. There's some other platforms, and I'm going to be relaunching the Info Media Live channel very soon with new content, and then just going from there. And I've been, you know, another thing I've been thinking about doing, and it's been done. I'm thinking about creating a channel, a network channel, where it's not featuring me, where I can feature other people and have them come on there and put on a show and put on panel discussions. I'm thinking about creating something like that, and just letting other people come on. And I don't care if you're already a content creator, just come on and host a program about something. That's something I've been thinking about for a while. So like brothers like yourself, you know, create a channel, have you come on there, and I'll just do all the marketing and all the promotions. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes, be a behind the scenes person. Awesome. I would love to do something like that. So anyway, let me get off. I've talked too much, and I know you want to end the show. All right, brothers, take care.
All right,
brother. Take your information, man. Appreciate it, brother.
Peace. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Shout out to information, man. All right, man.
Brother Clarence, you got some heavyweights coming over
got
here.
some heavy hitters coming through here, huh? Not me. You the one bringing them on. They want to see what's gonna happen with Von Bryant. What's
Wow,
gonna
you
happen
got
with Von
some
Bryant?
heavy hitters coming over here,
Heavy
man.
hitters coming through, man. They coming over
Yeah,
there.
man, information, man. Yeah, definitely. I would check out his channel. For
Yeah,
those
seem
of
like
you
a
who
really good
haven't,
dude, man. Seem
very
like a really good
professional
dude.
channel over there
Yeah.
too. He's got his setup. It looks very professional.
Yeah.
You know, and he knows how to work all the gadgets.
Yeah. And you know, whenever I tune into him, I would say I'm gonna give information, man, probably about a 95%, where I would just be like, I agree with almost everything that information coming, you know, where he's coming from. I pretty much solid dude, man, very solid dude. All right, man, I gotta write everybody's name down.
Who else we got, Brother Clarence? Anybody else coming up, or what do we?
No, that's it, brother. We finna shut this thing down, man, so we can get
Okay.
out of here,
All
man.
right. All right.
I'm old. Remember, I'm old. You elderly, so we got to get into bed, man. We got to go, man.
I still got a couple more hours though left. But yeah,
me, man. I'm about to get the heck up out of here.
But
man.
yeah, I'm glad the conversation went the way that it did. I would love to see this more in these spaces, you know, instead of just the back and forth with each other. You know, I think people are more apt to listen to us when we display that type of character, you know. So thank you again, Brother Clarence, because when you mentioned it to me, I was very reluctant. You know,
I knew it was gonna be nothing. You know, we don't do nothing ugly over here.
Yeah, I prayed about it, and I know that my heart is in the right place. So I said, well, yeah, let's have the conversation. I didn't know where it was going to lead to or where it was going to go. You know, I was very well prepared to, not let it go too far if that was the case.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I wasn't gonna get out of hand. One thing
I didn't see that happening. Yeah.
But one thing about me and Black Man, we've grown in respect for each other, and he's not gonna come over here and do nothing real crazy. I'm not going over there and do nothing real crazy. So we have definitely grown in respect for each other. So I knew he wasn't gonna come over here and talk crazy, but I thought maybe he might continue to try to defend that position. But even he was like, man, this is crazy. Why don't I just do the right thing and just so that to me, whatever you think about Black Man Unfiltered, that to me took rhinoceros-sized balls to apologize just off the jump.
Wow.
It wasn't even you know,
I didn't expect any of this today, you know.
Well, I could tell
So
he heard the
like,
pain in your voice. He heard the pain in your voice. And I thought I was gonna have to be moderating a lot more, but it really didn't take that much.
Brother Clarence, listen, I listen. I don't have enough energy, man, to be going back and forth like that.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna make a point.
Definitely was letting him know how you felt about the situation. That's for sure, man. I was like,
that
was one of the few times I ever had to mute Vaughn a couple times. I say, Vaughn,
did you mute me? I didn't even know I was muted.
Yeah, man. I had to mute you a couple times, man. Because him too. I had to mute him a couple times.
I didn't even know.
But
I had no idea.
It was because I wanted to stay on the point, which was this warranted? Was this something that was called for? And even he had to admit, you know what, man, maybe I stepped over the line, right? As we all have done, right? Y'all can ask Sir Hill about me. Maybe you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta, but the thing about I wanted to tell him was he should leave it up and just add this to it, you know, add the part where he apologized to it. Because these dudes need to see that none of our behinds are too big where we can't apologize. You know, none of us are too big where we can't apologize. Because I remember when
just point it out to me. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me say this real quick. When I did what I did on Sir Hill Speaks, right?
I remember that.
I told Sir Hill, I said, I'm gonna take it down. Sir Hill told me, no, leave it up. Leave it up. Let people see how the flow of the situation happened. He said, let it stay up. I even went to AR. I said, AR, I'm gonna take it down. He said, no, leave it up. Let the people see how it went where you did that, and then you turned you apologized over here. People need to see that. And so I said, okay.
I think I was on the panel that time too, wasn't I?
Were you on the panel when I went off on Sir Hill?
Well, I was over there watching, but then I came on your platform. You
Oh yeah, you
probably
did come
don't
on the
remember.
platform. Yeah.
And I said, well, Sir Hale is not that type of person, man.
Yeah, man. I was
He'll
hot.
listen and talk to you. Come on. He's not blah, blah, blah. And sure enough, he showed right up.
And then you know what Sir Hale did after that, man? He came over here and gave us so much money for the backpacks, man. Gave us a ton of money for the backpacks. Shout out to Sir Hale, man. Shout out to his wife and his family, man. Shout out to
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh man. Okay, Vaughn. What do we got to do next? I think we covered. We didn't get into the now. Some of y'all might say, oh well, y'all didn't never clear up to what was going on a year ago. Hey, look, when you got two men sit down, they're gonna cover what is most important to them, right? And the most important thing was, hey, that the respect was restored, or we put the respect train back on the tracks.
And that's what the scripture says. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what
now,
the scripture says.
with that done, maybe these two can get together. If it really matters that much to Vaughn could reach out to Black Man and say, hey brother, I heard this and this and this. What's up with that? Right. And then, but that don't have to be a public conversation. Because they ain't really, to be honest, that's really none of our business. That's between him and him. Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of issues y'all might be thinking, well, and like I said, I know what Mandrill was trying to do. Mandrill was trying to give you a different perspective over there on critically drinking. But I felt like Mandrill was kind of overstepping himself, talking for Black Man Unfiltered, and I didn't want that over here. The only reason why I let Scam Likely up over here is because he does do a lot of work for Black Man Unfiltered, and maybe could have, hey man, Black Man Unfiltered was in a car accident before he got there, so he could have told us something like that, right? But he didn't. Okay, cool. So we, and we left it like that. So Vaughn, I said everything I need to say. You have anything else you need to say about this situation?
No, I mean the conversation was, it was very unexpected. Like I said, I'm glad that we were able to come to an understanding, and hopefully in the future, we can respect each other accordingly, and shouldn't be any problems. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Risa, I know you want to know, but Risa, we're not going to find out. Not today, at least. Today, that's the.
Well, if I could say this, I've always held the same opinion that if we're going to talk about the women now, we need to talk about the gentlemen as well. Right. You see what I'm saying? And so I've always gotten flack for that. Me
too.
Past a year ago since I've been on his platform. So it could be the stances that I hold, or you see what I'm saying? The opinion that I hold could have some type of conflict there where it goes against, that manospheric type of perspective. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, I didn't know anything about the manosphere until I got on YouTube. And I did not agree with a lot of those concepts because I had never heard of them before.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I was just like, "What are you talking about?"
Right.
But I can chew the meat and spit out the bones.
All right.
And but at the same time, I'm not gonna, listen. Come on, don't have 10 programs about the women and you only have 2 about the men. See, that's what I'm saying. Let's have a balance.
Well, my thing
let's have a balance.
Let's not mislead some of these young cats, man, because some of these young cats will believe that it's all I gotta do is force this woman to follow me, and we know that's not the case, right? I mean, if I got a granddaughter, I don't want my granddaughter to just submit to any old knucklehead just because he's a man and he say I'm a man. Right? We don't want that. It should be, and the same thing is, you don't have, just because you're a man, you don't have you don't have authority over every woman around you. You don't, right? Because if I went into a store and I told Black Man's wife, come get in the car with me, I don't have authority over that woman. You have authority over the woman that gives you the ability to have authority over her. That's a gift that a woman is going to give you if you're the right man. Sometimes they give it to the wrong man, but they only should give it to you if you're the right man, right? This ain't a partnership, right? So it's a, you know, I don't know, Arshan. I don't give, you know, I don't go into the semantics. I just, what works works. You know what I'm saying? What works, and people, they get caught up in the semantics. That's why we don't really talk about religion over here, because as people get caught up on the words, separate themselves from the words, right? You're same sex loving. I'm, you know, heterosex loving, and then they separate each other instead of saying looking at the character of the person. We're too far down the road to separate ourselves from each other based on all these different semantic things. In my opinion, I know, Arshan, you're a good dude too, man. All right, so
you gotta love Arshan, man. Come on.
Yeah, man, he's a good dude, but he's beat the brakes off of them cats, man. I'm like, man, he had that other show the other week. I said,
and see, that's what I'm saying. And I don't want people to get this twisted, Brother Clarence. You know, like I said earlier, you know, I'm a good man's steps are. Go ahead.
They asked me if I'm staying. Okay, yes.
Yeah, but listen, you know, I don't want people to get that twisted. You know, I'm everywhere that I can be in this space because I'm learning different things and different perspectives. Now, because you don't like Brother A, see what I'm saying? And I'm over at Brother A's channel. You know, don't count me out because you don't F with Brother A. And if you're going over there, then you know you just don't come over here. Listen, I've always been a free individual to go where I please to go. You know, I'm the one in charge of where I traffic and where I go, not an individual. So yeah, you know, you might see me in some of everybody's space, you know, and because I don't want to be one-sided in my thinking. And if I go over to someone's channel, I may disagree totally with what they say, period. But I'm trying to understand and figure out, well, why is it that they have that viewpoint? You see what I'm saying? I don't just discard it because I disagree with it. I want to understand, well, what makes you have that view? What makes you have that viewpoint? So yeah, let's cut that out too. You know, I would never tell you where to go, Brother Clarence.
That's a content creator thing. Let me.
Yeah, but content creator, we're not slaves. You don't own us.
That's what I'm about to explain that. I'm about to explain that. When you're a content creator, sometimes you can get that. You can think that way. These are my subs. What are my subs doing at this person's thing, right? You know, and that's how we can think. Sometimes you got to get above that thinking process, right? Because you got to understand, man. These grown people that sometimes they want to laugh, sometimes they want to talk about something serious. Sometimes they're gonna be here, sometimes they're gonna be there. Sometimes they like the way this person looks, and then sometimes they like the way this person's voice. Sometimes they like this. So it could be many different reasons why they all over the place. So you can't be like, well, these are my subs, and my subs, if you love me, you're only supposed to be here with me. No, they're gonna be everywhere. They're gonna be everywhere. I run into people over here, a lot of different places. So I don't even, man. I don't.
You know, and I'm glad that I'm glad that point came out in the conversation that you know, I don't lead every woman that I come in contact with. I'm the leader here in my home. You see what I'm saying? So when I do go to the Walmart, I'm not those are not my wives that are in Walmart.
There you go.
You see what I'm saying? But the scenario of breaking up a fight, yes, I would have that much empathy to say, hey, come on, don't do this. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because this is not right what you're doing. Right. You know, and then sometimes, hey, I'm gonna be honest, I may just let you fight because it's none of my business.
Hey, if it's getting crazy.
See what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because I don't know who else is gonna come at me because I'm breaking you up. Hey, you better call somebody.
You know how it is, man. You know how black people are, man. Hey, black people, I hate to talk about you, but you know how black people are. They'll be fighting each other, man. You break them up. Next thing you know, they jumping on you. Both of them are jumping on you, right? And you like, what? I'll try to break y'all up. Yeah, man. So, you know, sometimes you got to just, You gotta look at the situation and have some discernment and say, is this one of them times where I should jump in? Yes, no, okay. I don't see nobody with a knife or nothing deadly. Okay, and should I call the cops or whatever? You got to decide, get that discernment, go through you. Yeah, I know how black people are, Risa. You know how they are, man. You'll be breaking them up, and then next thing you know, just like when you're a cop, you go to domestic violence, they fighting each other, they break, and then when you get in the middle, they pounding on you as the cop. You're like, wait a minute, hold on. Man. But anyway, we got to close this thing up, Vaughn.
Yes, sir.
You got
yes,
some
sir.
last remarks.
That's it. I mean, hey, I think we've said quite a bit now. But again, thank you, sir. And I'm definitely glad, because I did pray about it, and I'm glad that the Lord allowed it to turn out this way. Because I was prepared to move forward, either way.
Yeah, I know.
And let it go, and just watch my steps. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I thought
Patrice said, look, Patrice said, drop the link. So you'll be in deep trouble.
I know it's two of them that's gonna be Patrice and Annie.
So you may have to do a little simping right now. You know what? No, wait, let me quit.
That's all right. So hey, Vaughn, you know what that means, right?
What?
If I stay, you stay. If I gotta stay after school, you gotta stay after school.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here. I told you. I have time. I have time.
All right.
Yeah, I have nowhere to be tomorrow. So
all right, man. I'm gonna pull you down, man. We're gonna shut the show down. All right, that was Von Bryant, man. And Patrice, you gotta let me know whether you want me to pull you up or not, but I'll just hold you back here. All right, so man. And any, if you need that link, it's there for you. All right, so wow, what happened? What happened? I thought it was gonna be I thought we mostly was gonna do. I thought we mostly was gonna just I thought Black Man was gonna come over here and just tell his side of the story. But I thought eventually he would look at it this way that he did. I didn't know. I thought he would apologize to Vaughn maybe in a week or two after he thought about it. But he must have thought about it already and said, man, yeah, man, I was out there. You know what I mean? So but because I knew he's the kind of dude, man, if he study it, he gonna look at it and say, maybe I was out of pocket a little bit. Patrice.
Yes, sir, brother. How are you?
I'm all right. All right. What can we do for you, Miss OG Patrice?
Where did Brother Vaughn go?
He's down there. I think he
well,
wants to talk to you after class.
Okay, he heard me, but I just want to say that I'm glad that we got the ending, that we got. I'm glad that two Black men were able to resolve an issue and be man enough to apologize. Now, I will say, I would love to see our sisters do the same thing, because we can be prideful too. We can be wrong too. And you know what I mean? And we have been in these spaces. And I know I actually think sometimes it's harder for women to apologize to each other more than men. But I will say the hypocrisy for me, though, that I want to speak on is I want to see more of these men speaking up for women that's being wronged in these spaces, and they know they being disrespected. Good men like myself who has stood up and defended men. I would like to see more of that in these spaces, right? As well as sisters, apologize and be woman enough to apologize to each other when they're wrong as well. I had one person, like I said, stood up to the bully that was bullying me. And I'll never forget that. And I'll rock with him until the wheels fall off, right? Because this is a sister that fight for real for men outside these spaces. So yeah, it make me feel a way when I don't see Black men knowing I'm being disrespected on panels and they don't say jack shit.
Nobody don't do
Real talk. Now, when what happened between me and that woman on your panel, that was a woman and woman thing. That was cool, even though I had to get on y'all butt because y'all was giving her too much talking time. But I would like to see women apologizing to women more as well. And I'd like to see these men, if y'all say y'all rock with certain women, don't just let it apply to certain women that you on panels with and all this and that. When I come up on your panel, that means I rock with you. When I'm in your chat, I rock with you. But to be disrespected on your panel, on your channel, I'm side-eyeing you now. And you say nothing, my brothers. So it's the hypocrisy for me. When it comes to that, yes, I'm glad to see Black men being able to resolve issues, conflict resolution, right? Because that's what it's about. But just don't let it be one-sided. Just don't let it be one-gendered.
Good point.
Let's all do the right thing by each other.
Good point.
All right, my brother, that's all I wanted to say. I'll digress.
All right, I'm gonna put you down, Patrice. Don't go nowhere, okay?
Okay.
All right, that was Patrice. Now I gotta pray. See, Patrice made me have to do some extra work. Now I gotta write her name down. Oh. All right, what y'all think? What y'all think? Did we do good today? I mean, I wasn't trying to do good, but I'm glad if this is me coming back real quick, it was worth it, right? I think Vaughn and Black Man Unfiltered, man, I think them patching that thing up, or at least getting an understanding where you can restart, kind of like get a restart to build understanding of how each other works and a reverence. I think that's a start. And Patrice is right also, right? I mean, if we're gonna be so quick to end these feuds with men, we should be quick to put them down for women as well, right? Shout out to Bree. Glad to have you in the building, sis. Good to see you. Right? Go over there and check out Bree on critically critically drinking. I had so many. I got Black man on my mind, man. Shout out to critically drinking, man. Yeah, go over there, check out Bree and Arshan and Yellow and the crew over there. All right, so yeah, man, we gotta be quick, just the same, to say, oh man, I called this sister out her name. I called this sister. I said this to the sister. No, Patrice, I ain't been drinking. She's so crazy. I told you that girl's smart, but man, that girl is crazy. That girl, yeah, she could be silly when she want to. No, but yeah, man, I'm just glad that we resolved the conflict part. Now these two gentlemen gonna have to build a relationship all over again. They got to start from scratch, build that relationship all over again, and hopefully they can get it done, right? Get it done. You know what I mean? But the point is, this is what we need to be able to do, y'all. We need to be able to build our, be able to resolve this conflict with each other if it's resolvable. Now, sometimes it ain't resolvable, right? I done been there with Patrice where it's just not resolvable, right? I done been there. We've been in the trenches. It's just not resolved. I've been there with Rico. It's just not resolvable. But sometimes it is. You got a person that think about it. If they think about it long enough, you know what I'm saying? I know Black man, he ain't everybody's cup of tea, but definitely the brother, he's the type of dude. If he was disrespectful to somebody, he will think about it. Patrice said she can hear me. I already know, girl. All right, y'all. So what y'all think? Let's get everybody out of here, man, because y'all need to go to bed. I'm the old man. I need to go to bed too. My wife is blowing me up, saying, "What's going on? What's going on?" I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm handling something right now. I'll get with you in a little while." All right, so let's see. Let me see, y'all. Let me find my banner. Let me find my right banner. Find my right banner. Right banner. Okay, let's do the rundown, y'all. Let's get up out of here. Everybody, I think, did an outstanding job. Everybody did an outstanding job today. Everybody in the chat. Shout out to the chat, man. You guys were great, outstanding. Recently, we let one slip by, but I got him. I took him out of here. But man, I tried to. Who was that? I was trying to warn Simon. Simon was cruising for a bruising, man, like my father used to say. Man, Simon was cruising for a bruising. I said, man, hey, Simon, We got Risa Neal in here, man. I'm telling you, this lady will have you sitting on the sidewalk so quick, man. Stop right now where you at. Arshawn, I know you had employees, man. Wow. That thing is growing over there. Wow. But shout out to the chat, man. The chat's where it's at. The chat did an outstanding job. Only one knucklehead today, man. Shout out to him. We throw him out of here real quick, man. But don't sleep on Risa, man. Risa's our resident sniper. If you even move kind of funny, that I was trying to warn Simon. Simon, don't get yourself put out of here. And I don't even know if he got put out of here, man. I'll probably get that email. One of your moderators put me out. I was having a discussion with one of your moderators, and one of your moderators put me out. I was like, hey, okay, man. I'll bring you back. All right, man. But shout out to the chat. Chat's where it's at. Very strong performance from the chat. Very solid. Arshawn said you got to work 1,000 streams and then you get paid. That's how I do them over here too, Arshawn. That's how I do Rico and them over here, man. Rico, OG, Patrice, Vaughn, Risa, all of them, man. I do them the same way, man. Y'all do, once you do 1,000 streams, that's your first 1,000. You got to do a whole bunch of 1,000 streams, and then maybe we'll give you something. We give you a coffee cup. Man, shout out to the chat, man. Chat's where it's at. Chat, very strong performance from the chat. Very solid. Everybody came in. Even if they disagreed with us, they was very respectful, man. Shout out to the chat. That's the kind of environment we trying to have, y'all. Trying to have a thing where the trolls just ain't got no place over here, man. They just don't feel comfortable coming over here playing games. So shout out to the chat. Chat's where it's at. Very strong performance, very solid. What about the panel, y'all? What about the panel? Yes, Patrice. We will do the Michael Irvin thing, Patrice. Yes, we will. All right. Shout out to the chat. Chat's where it's at. All right. Let's see. Who was on the panel? The panel, we had Von Bryant. What do y'all think about Von Bryant? What did y'all think about Von Bryant? What y'all think about Von? Von did a great job, man. You know, he held his composure. You know, he hung in there, man. You know what I mean? I know he was like, he was, mom was going in it. Oh, I got Risa. Okay. All right. So what about Von? Von, you stay right there, Risa. Don't you move. All right. So what about Von Bryant? How did Von do? Great, man. Great job. Held his composure, man. I know it must have been tough. It must have been tough. It must have been tough for you to actually have to sit there and hold it in. And I could tell it was boiling over a little bit, right? But you know, people be thinking Vaughn is so nice and smooth. I'll be like, man, y'all don't know Vaughn, man. Vaughn's just another cat from Chicago, from the streets of Chicago, man. And he will get at you. He will get at you. If it's I'm telling you, man. So, but shout out to Vaughn, man. Vaughn held his composure, was very gracious, very professional, man. Very, very on point. Said what he needed to say, man. And he didn't, you know, when Black Man was very vulnerable and making an apology, man. And I could tell it was from his heart. Vaughn could have went in, man. Vaughn could have turned the screws, but Vaughn didn't. You know what I'm saying? He was very, you know, he let the man apologize, and then, you know, helped him get back on his feet. You know what I'm saying? It was all love, man. It was all love. Shout out to Von Bryant, man. Very solid performance. Very, very, very strong. Very solid performance. What about Information Man? Information Man came through. Shout out to Information Man. If you haven't already subscribed to Information Man, get on over there and subscribe to Information Man. But check him out. Man came through, man. You know, the big fella came through, man. Yeah, got a big channel over there, man. But he's doing good things over there. Go check him out, man. Go check him out. Good dude, man. Good, solid dude, man. Solid dude. You know what I'm saying? Very strong performance. Very solid for Information Man. What about Black Man Unfiltered? Black Man Unfiltered, man. He's going to be my first ever super solid performance. Super solid. That took rhinoceros-sized balls to apologize straight, dry like that, man. It was just dry, right? He hadn't even had 2 or 3 weeks to think about it, right? I took rhinoceros size balls. You know what I mean? Whatever you may think about Black Man Unfiltered, man, you gotta admit he got big balls, man. Because he didn't have to apologize, right? He could have played it to the left, right? I know I've apologized to people, man, and they just played me to the left, right? But you know what I'm saying, I never got nothing back for it. I wasn't doing it so they would apologize to me, but it would have been nice. But just to say, to go out and apologize to somebody, well, you know, that says something a lot about us. I mean, maybe he felt like, hey, we the type of dudes that would appreciate that he would just straight out apologize. And we did. We did. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to, because man, when you're a content creator, man, you make mistakes. You get mad, you know what I'm saying? I went off last week, right, on somebody, right? Told him I was gonna skin him alive if he put a finger on me, right? I said I was gonna skin him. Me and my sons gonna skin him, right? Right? But I meant that. I definitely meant that. If that joker put a finger on me, man, that's it. He ain't never going back the same way. But that's a whole nother conversation, man. But sometimes we as content creators, man, we can get too emotionally involved in the conversation, the way it's flowing, and we should be even out. When it gets too far this way, we bring it back this way. When we get too far this way, we supposed to bring it back this way. Sometimes we be the one that push it out that far, right? You know what I'm saying? Oh man. All right, let's see who else. Black Man Unfiltered, man. He did an awesome job. Awesome job, man. Apologizing, man. Not playing around, not beating around the bush with it, just saying, you know what, hey, I just did a stupid thing, man. You know what I mean? He owned that. He owned that like he paid for it. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to him for that. Okay, Patrice. Golly, I'm doing all right, Patrice. She's trying to rush me. I know you want to get in bed. Okay. What about Scam Likely? Scam Likely came in. I thought he was gonna. I thought he was. Did I say Black Man did a good job? Yeah, super solid performance, super strong. What about Scam Likely? He was only here for a minute, man. He didn't really even get his wings out. So shout out to Scam, but he understood the situation, man. We didn't really want to talk to anybody who was not affiliated with the situation. So shout out to Scam. Same thing with Jay. Jay came in, you know, dropped a few pearls, dropped a few jewels, man. You know what I'm saying? But he understood. Hey, man, we were trying to put this thing together, patch it up, and make it go, you know, the best way it could, man. But shout out to Jay, man. If you haven't already subscribed to Jay Takashi or Black Man Unfiltered, get on over there and subscribe to him, man. Check him out, man. Jay Takashi has a lot of different things going on, man. So go on over there and check him out. He said we're not supporting him. I'm telling you, young men, man, y'all be up at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. I'm out, man. I'm gone, man. I'm snoring most of the time, right? That's why my wife is hitting me up now. She's like, man, she probably cooked something and got a plate waiting for me, man. And I'm up here, but hey, this is worth it. This is worth it. She'll understand. She know how I am, man. So she'll understand. That's one thing. When you ladies get married, you have a husband, you understand. He's just that type of dude, man. He gonna do it, man. So anyway, shout out to Jay. What about OG Patrice? Patrice came up here for just a minute. I told you this girl. So your girl's smart, man. You start talking to her. You can talk to her about physics, politics, right? Aerospace, underwater oceanography, right? And then she say something crazy to you like, Clarence, hurry up, come on. What about Jay Takashi? What about this person? What about that? You trying to rush me? Hold on, Patrice, don't rush me. All right, y'all. But what do y'all think about Patrice, man? Even for the few minutes she was up here, man. Solid performance, as always. Very solid, very strong, as always. Everybody did a great job, man. Vaughn did a great job, man. Super. I got to give Vaughn a super solid performance too, because he could have made that apology go real left. He didn't. So super strong performance for Vaughn. Super solid performance for Vaughn Bryant, man. All right, y'all. That's it. We're gonna get on out of here, man. I don't know when the next time y'all gonna see us, man. Maybe Sunday, maybe not. I don't know, man. Got to see how I feel. I'm getting stronger, so I got to keep working out. Maybe I'll feel strong enough to do that. So, but anyway, man, thank you everybody for hanging out, and we are out of here. We'll see y'all on the next one. Here we go. All right, there we go. Here we go.